And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the fourth game of the Australian Gridiron League here in beautiful Perth here at the Murdoch Oval. And we've got a cracking game for you today. Western Australian Raiders, Queensland Sundevils, both teams coming off big wins to start their campaigns. I'm Chris Guscott here on Ascension Sports TV, and I'm joined today by Simon Holland, current Perth Blitz player and Outback Australian Gridiron Magazine team member. Simon, welcome.
Thanks, Chris. Great to be here. Looking for some big hits. We're going to look long touchdowns. It's a windy day, so we're going to see lots of running, and they're both big squads, so big. We're looking for those big hits and those knockout blows. Yeah,
absolutely. It's going to be the same situation we saw at Greenway Oval a week ago when New South Wales played ACT in Canberra. It was very windy, and passers who were looking to go long were often struggling through the air. So you're going to say that the running game's going to be a big part of this one today?
That's it. And they've both got big run units. Queensland with that proud rugby league history. They take a lot of big units down there. We've got a stacked backfield ourselves, so it's going to be pretty interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. You come from the Western Australia side of things, so you've got a little bit of Raider at heart, so you're going to maybe go with the Raiders, I'm presuming?
I'm going to try and call it down the line, but you know where the heart is, but it's going to be a good game either way. They're both, they're all crack athletes, and we're going to see what they got.
Winner goes on to play in the Australian Gridiron League final, and we are getting set to kick off. Western Australia kicking off, Queensland back to receive. Got a decent sized crowd in here at Murdoch, and we are underway. The kick comes off the side of the boot and it's going to fall short. Well picked up in the backfield, however. And he's going to be able to break a few tackles, gets a few extra yards, but he is going to be brought down, and that is going to bring the Queensland offense on to the field for the first time today. What do you think we can expect from the Queensland offense, Simon?
Well, it looks here they've done a pretty good job of passing the ball, but it is windy and they're throwing into the wind this game. So if they're going to throw things, they need to throw it long and deep and just hope it gets there. There's some quick cornerbacks out there for the Raiders, so they make up the ground quickly, but they really need to spread the field, look for those corners, look for those posts, and hope for the best.
Stegman under centre, bringing the man in motion. Handoff, fakes it. Stegman looking long on the first play. It's going to be caught and brought down. And a terrific play off the first on play action. Stegman rolling out to his right and finding his receiver down the line. Terrific play.
That's right, number 31, Edwards here. He is a machine. That was a big, deep pass, like we said. Look for the corners early. There's a mismatch there. There's some tall receivers out there and some tiny cornerbacks. Tiny but fast. You're going to have to make that distance, make those hits.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, especially when you've got cornerbacks that sort of size, it is easy to get separation when you're taking the vertical ball. Stegman's throwing that well outside the lines there. Now already in a good position, lining up two to the left-hand side. Western Australia lining up four on the line. Stegman. Hands off down the middle, breaking a few tackles. And he is going to get brought down just short of the first down marker here. So Queensland already on the front foot against Western Australia after a great opening play from Stegman to Edwards. Second down and one now. And inside their own red zone already, very early in this one. Stegman sitting back. Two receivers to the left-hand side. Looking on the hard count. Sits back. Scrambles outside the pocket. And he's going to look to take it himself. And he's going to be able to get over the first down marker line and a lot more yards on that. That's good mobility from Stegman.
That was a very smart play from Stegman there. He looked out nothing down the field, taking himself, and he managed to squeeze some extra yards down the boundary line there. Absolutely. You've got to knock him out of bounds. You've got to make that tackle. You just can't go easy on him. You can't hope for him to run out of bounds. You just got to knock him out yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, especially considering he had the presence of mind to flush himself out the pocket to the left-hand side and had the mobility to get around the linebackers who were coming for him. And now Queensland have just 7 yards to open their account in this one and immediately put the home side on the back foot. Lining up two receivers to the right-hand side. West Australia looking to crowd the box. Stegman sits back, quick pass to the corner, and a great take in the end zone. And Queensland already on the board. Terrific play.
That is an unbelievable pass and an even better catch in the back of the end zone there. Poor man up from the Perth blitz there as the safety came across, and he just needed to knock him out of bounds, but he managed to get his feet down for the score. That was an unbelievable play.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I mean, it takes a lot of concentration to not only take the catch, but also to keep your feet in bounds. And now Queensland have all of a sudden come straight out the gates to make this a 6-0 lead, awaiting the extra point conversions. Looks like Queensland is going for the extra point. And a terrific opening drive already. Stegman looking well and truly in control. The kick is up. And it is going to be real good. So now Queensland 7-0 to the good early here in the first quarter here in Murdoch Oval. That first drive certainly looked as if Western Australia are in trouble at the moment.
That's right, and that was ballsy. They came out of the box there, they threw a deep pass early, and then they ran it up the guts to get the job done. So that was absolute great play calling by Queensland, and even better execution there. WA look a little flat. Traditionally, that's the case with WA. I think they come out of here, they get a little bit shell-shocked early, but we can look to for them to bounce back. We'll see what the offense have got now. Yeah,
absolutely. And I mean, the Western Australian Raiders have been in this position before. They obviously conceded a touchdown on the first play of their last game against the South Australian Sharks in Adelaide, and now are on the back foot again. Brant Honda, didn't this guy explode in that match against the Sharks? He had almost 300 yards all-purpose. What makes him so good?
I don't know. This guy's name's Honda, but he runs like a Ferrari. Just watch him go.
Honda back to return on the 15. Looking to create some space. Bounces in between a tackle, go down on his own accord. He'll be just short of the 25, and now the Raiders will have a chance to get their team on the board here. They've got a lot of work to do, but what do you think the strengths are of this Raiders offense?
We've got a huge backfield here. There's a couple of big boys back there running with chips on their shoulder. Nate Lansdale, current outback player. He's excellent on the swings, and he's excellent downhill runner. He's just basically a cement bowling ball covered in flesh. Absolute machine. Louis Lueva as well. He's going to run with a chip on his shoulder. Heard he had a rough night last night with Tinder going down, so he's going to be an angry man.
Split set, two wide receivers to the other side here. First play for the Raiders. And hand off down the middle, and he is met solidly. And the Sundevils out to make a statement already here. And already getting fired up here as he's going to stop Lansdale in the middle of the line here. Lansdale certainly making great space for himself, but he is deceptively quick in the secondary, especially what he showed against the Sharks. As soon as he's able to pierce that line, especially with good protection from his offensive line, when he's able to get into that open field, he is really dangerous and very hard to bring down.
That's right, and already we can see the differences in the play calling there. WA played it very conservative with a run up the middle, as Queensland came out and did a deep pass to the end. So hopefully that's not a factor throughout the game. And we can see here Ben Gastrov drops back, hooks it down to Freak. Freak gets tackled, but that's a good 5-10 yards, and that's exactly what Western Australia need to do.
Yeah, absolutely, and on second down, it's always a good thing to get those few yards, so it's not a third down and long situation. It is now a third down, and you could say around a medium sort of conversion, and that opens your playbook a lot. I say this every week, but in terms of what you have to face in terms of 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5, it opens it up for a run down the middle, a run to the outside, or a pass play of really any sort. It keeps the defense on their toes.
You need to keep them guessing, absolutely. And Western Australia is a confidence team, so we need, they need confidence there when they can call anything in clutch parts of the game.
Trips right, toss play to the outside. Lansdale gets tripped up in the backfield, and terrific tackle from number 9, getting in the backfield, clipping at the ankles, and now that is going to force a 4th down situation for the Raiders, who are in their own territory. So already we'll be seeing their mindset if they're going to go for it on this situation to keep their drive alive, or they're going to be conservative and punt it away. Terrific penetration for the linebackers on that play.
That's right. Conservative isn't usually a form factor for the coach. So we're going to have to look here and sort of see. They looks like they're going for it. They're keeping Ben Gastrov on the field. And if anyone's going to come good on 4th down, it's going to be Ben Gastrov.
Yeah, he did look terrific in their game against SA Sharks. Managed to take majority of the second half off after the position they were in now. 2 receivers either side. Gastrov sits back, has time, throws onto the outside, and a good take. He's immediately caught by a few defenders, but already terrific play, and we're going to have to see if that one is going to be over the 1st down marker. Bit of scrap after the play here. Queensland certainly coming out with a lot of physicality, and there will be a flag thrown. Have to wait to see obviously what that is on, but already Queensland coming out very physical. And that'll be an unsportsmanlike on the Western Australian bench. And gee, this game has already picked up already, Simon. It's very interesting to see how this one's going to go for the rest of the match.
That's it. That is some poor discipline right there. They've just got their first down. Luckily, it's not going to overturn that result. But if that's, you know, a big player towards the end of the game, then their coach is going to be very unhappy. There's going to be some harsh words at halftime.
Head coach 15 yards against him. And so now that's not going to negate all the hard work they did to get those yards all the way back. And Queensland currently running with the momentum at the moment. Western Australia, though, have shown the ability to put together good drives and solid drives that take them the lengths of the field and really sucks the life out of the defence. Especially, you don't want to give the Queensland offence time to recover and to make sure that they, you know, are well rested for their next possession. Head coach Justin Rogers on the field, making sure that a few of his words are well received. And we are now set to start a new set of downs. Split set, two receivers either side. Gastrov under centre, drops back. Has time, throws it long. Height advantage and it's tipped down. Terrific work from the corner, but there will be a flag on the play.
That's it. We call that guy freak for a reason. He can go high as a long receiver, and he jumped. He was absolutely at the peak of his jump there and just couldn't reel it in.
Absolutely. Good corner work, though. They were able to drop back, and I mean, the pass was long, hung in the air for a long time, but they've done well to bring it down. But it could be a flag on the defence, but judging by the reaction from the Sundevils bench, could be going the other way. It's been an interesting start to this one so far. We'd like to welcome you to Ascension Sports TV's live stream here of the fourth match of the Australian Gridiron League. We'd like to also thank Hostworks for helping us out here with this telecast. And it looks as if the Raiders might be going back again for more yards against them. Queensland Sundevils 7-0 to the good, and the flag is waved off. Second down and 10 now. Lining up trips to the right-hand side. Gastrov hands it off. Lancel proving tough to come down as he goes through the middle, gets good blocking, and that is a good gain from Lancel. Like we said, he's very difficult to bring down. That's right. If he gets running, you're not going to be able to stop him. You go for the legs. He's got a big, strong upper body there, low center of gravity, and you're just going to have to hit him down, though. You can't tug on his jersey. You can't try and drag him down. He's just going to steamroll everyone down the middle, as we saw there on that play. Yeah, absolutely. And against the Sharks, they showed a lot of arm tackles that just easily brushed away with this guy. Had a terrific day on the ground. And Western Australia had their own way in that game, but right now have really had to struggle for every yard they've gotten. And in terms of penalties, they've been a little undisciplined at the moment. That's right, but you can see the tempo slowing down here on the West Australian offense, so maybe that's something that takes them a chance to get in their groove charts in place. Doesn't look like they're showing a lot early, so look to go deep on a couple of these places. Ben Gastrov, he does love to throw to the corners. Has a very good arm on him. Two wide receivers outside. Gastrov sits back, throws it to the outside, and that will be broken up, incomplete. Going to the pass to the right-hand side, and now that's going to bring up second down at 10 for the Western Australian Raiders, looking to defend their championship after a successful 2012 campaign. And the Sundevils looking out to come out and make a statement in this one, and already they've done it so far. Come out brash, confident and physical in this one. Western Australia see if they can get a good drive going in this one here. Lining up trips right again. Gastrov fakes the pass down the middle to Lancel, and he gets hit at the legs. Was able to get some room, but again, the Sundevils able to close down on the run before Lancel can do any damage. This is good work from the Sundevils at the moment to close down the run. Absolutely, and that option play there, you saw that's a bit of a safety valve for Gastrov. So he didn't like what he saw in the past. That's an indication that Queensland are playing some solid defence. Coming up there, blocking off his options, then he's just got nothing else to do but hand off to the Lansdale. But hopefully Lansdale, that strong running, they're going to have to really shut that down, because he's going to do some damage up there. You're going to see big yardage, and you're going to start seeing some great yards after reception. He's going to definitely do some damage against the linebackers later in the game. They get very tired bringing down big men like him. Gastrov sits back, quick pass down the middle and does well. And he stays on his feet. Queensland again to close it down, but a good gain should see them pass the first down marker, and they will there on that third down and medium situation. We've got a player slow to get up, but it looks like he is jogging, and that is a good sign. Obviously don't like to see any injuries here in the Australian Gridiron League, but a very physical game, so a few hard hits to be given out nonetheless. First down, new set of downs for the Raiders. Gastrov toss play to the left-hand side. Lenzel, good contain outside from the Sundevils. He did very well to close that one down to the outside. Lenzel looking to cut back in, but Sundevils hadn't covered at all aspects of the run, and so far, the Sundevils looking up to every challenge that the Raiders are putting in there so far. What do you think needs to improve for the Raiders in terms of offense? I mean, they're obviously moving the chains, but you know, they are struggling to run the ball, and that was a strength for them the last time they played. That's it. You can see the key here is to hold possession, and that's what they want to do. They want to grind down this defense. That was a huge hit there from Mona Salomona. For Queensland, massive hit, leaned in his shoulder, but Nate Lansdale can run all day. Trips right. Gastrov sits back, has time, throws it down the left sideline, and it's just over the head of number 87. And a big play gone begging there. If Gastrov hit the target, there is a big gain down the sidelines. Able to get past his coverage, but now will bring up third down and 8. And they see if Queensland can finally get off the field. Their defense has been on the field for a while, but there haven't been a lot of yards gained against them at the moment due to penalties on the Raiders side. But they'll be looking to keep the drive alive, and Gastrov certainly has not shied away from a long ball so far, or he has had a good success rate so far passing underneath. Split set, two wide receivers either side here on third down. Brian Honda in motion, and the play is going to be waved dead for now. Have to wait to see what the umpires call this one on.
I don't know if he's still on the field.
It's been an entertaining game so far, 7-0 in favour of the Queensland Sundevils here in the first of this Australian Gridiron League match here on Ascension Sports TV with Simon Holland and Chris Guscott. Following the safety violation timeout there on the Sundevils. Third down and a medium length. Gastrov dropping back, has a lot of time in the pocket, looks deep downfield, and there is nobody home. Look to throw that one away, and now that will bring up a fourth down for the Raiders. Good defense from the Sundevils.
That's right, and you saw a change of formation that way from Ben Gastrov. He took the snap right underneath instead of standing in shotgun. That's probably a move to try and prevent the wind floating the ball on those snaps. Maybe that's been creating some problems, or something to change up the looks that they're giving the Sundevils there. They need to change something definitely, because right now it's looking stagnant, it's looking inefficient. There's got to be some love downfield here for Ben Gastrov.
Yeah, and so for those who aren't obviously here at the game, in terms of the Raiders attacking, the wind is going from right to left, and that obviously is going to be a difficult barrier for the Raiders to overcome, and even the Sundevils as well. They'll have the same amount of wind just coming from the opposite side. They're going for it on fourth down. Gastrov Sits back again, has time in the pocket, throws it to the outside, and it is put down. Incomplete, and that will take the Raiders off the field, and the Sundevils, who had a terrific drive to start this one and open the scoring, will now take possession of the ball again. And in terms of the Raiders, what are they going to have to do to stop the Sundevils again from making such a long drive look that easy?
Well, I don't know. You saw a lot of passes there from Gastrov to his boy Luke Fredericks. You know, we call him Freak. We said he can usually hold those in. So that was really unfortunate there that he dropped that pass. But they did a lot of work for not much gain. So, you know, they're going to have to open that playbook. Look to their other receivers. They've got 3 other guys out there. They're running trips there. There's lots of underneaths. You know, maybe we've got to pump it into them and hope for the best. Brant Honda especially, our danger man, got to get it in his hands.
Weak eye formation. Stegman moving a man in motion closer to the line. The handoff has some space to work with and gets to the outside, and it's going to come out, and that looks like he's going to force the fumble, and a key turnover here, and the Raiders will only spend 1 play on defense. They get the ball back. Terrific play on the outside. It looks as if the running back had plenty of green grass to work with, but a good strip tackle there, and that's very important for the Raiders.
Absolutely. Ben Middleton there, one of the many Middleton brothers there. Very heads-up play. He didn't really try to push him out of bounds with his body and cut down the angles, and then saw the ball pop out and just grabbed it off the ground, picked it up, and that's a turnover for the Raiders. Yeah, they actually preserved their field position with that, really. Not too much happened. So they've got half the field now to work with, and it's going to be more of a manageable task for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, the best result for defense is a turnover. Now, they're back on the field again. Spread set. 2 receivers to the other side. Gastrov under centre. Toss play to the outside. He's got some space to move, but well contained by the Queensland defence again. Western Australia struggling to get any sort of separation in the outside, and their blockers are unable to hold off what seems like a cavalcade of linebackers and defensive linemen every single time they're running the ball. Queensland definitely proving up to the challenge so far. That's
right. They've subbed out Nate Lansdowne. Maybe they need to rest some legs. You know, he's done a fair bit of running, fair bit of grinding, and they've subbed in Luke Middleton there, who's an excellent runner, has been a Raider for a long time now, a very experienced man. He'll be patient, hide behind his blocks, and will take those gaps when they're clear.
2nd down and 5 now. Trips right. Gastrov sits back again as time, throws to the near side. Honda takes a good catch and immediately brought down number 15 for the Queensland Sundevils with a good tackle. Good catch from Honda though. A sharp pass, sticks his 2 hands up, and immediately Queensland are up in the face of Western Australia so far in this one. It's going to set up a 3rd down and short situation for the Raiders, and like you said, they've got such good penetration from their big running backs and their offensive line that 3rd down and short sort of sets don't really sort of deter them in any way. And I mean, especially considering that Gastrov can go deep at any time and certainly hurt you. Spread set here for 3rd down and short. Gastrov straight in the middle on the QB sneak, and without any contact will go down on his own accord. See if he has enough yards for the 1st down. QB sneak proving a popular play in the Australian Gridiron League so far.
Why wouldn't you? When you built like Ben Gastrov, you're going to want to take that ball and just fall on it. I mean, he plays quarterback, but he's built like a defensive lineman. Good genetics there in the Gastrovs. He's the brother of Jason Gastrov, a feared outback player himself back in his day. Probably one of the most dominant middle linebackers the Gridiron West has seen. So when you build like that, you can just afford to run up the field, fall down, you're going to get those 1 or 2 yards.
Bringing the chains out to see if Western Australia have kept their drive alive. And it's a key time for them to have a good drive at the moment here in the 1st quarter, trailing by a touchdown here at Murdoch Oval. It's an absolutely glorious day. The sun is out. There is not a cloud in the sky here. And a good crowd has come out to see their Western Australian Raiders take on the Queensland Sundevils here in the Australian Gridiron League, live here on Ascension Sports TV. Chris Guscott here with Simon Holland. And that will be enough to move the chains. And Western Australia continue to roll on. Queensland's defence not getting much of a rest at the moment. Lining up, trips right. Gastrov, hands off down the middle. Lansdale dodges one, but he'll go down. Showing some good lateral quickness for the big man. He'll go down a good, solid few yard gains on the play. And Western Australia continue to pile on.
That's it. Nate Lansdale, when he gets in his groove, he's going to be tough to spot. Tough to stop. You see, he's a talented musician actually, so he's got that rhythm in his feet. Half Hawaiian, big fella. You know, he comes from the dirty south down in Rockingham. They breed him tough down there. So, you know, you're going to watch him run downhill there. And you can't arm tackle this guy. You can't half-ass it. You need to really get in there and try and smash him, and even then you've got half a chance.
Trips right. 2nd down and 7. Gastrov sits back. He's getting good protection in the pocket. Throws across. Big hit. Monster hit on the play. And Queensland has come out all game and been physical, and that is by far one of the biggest hits so far today. Terrific work from the safety to come across and make a dominating hit, and that will break up the pass, bring up 3rd down and 7. Now, you played a bit of receiver in your time. That must make you squirm.
That was sickening. You could hear the snap of the helmet. You could actually hear the snap on his neck. You couldn't really tell it was coming from the same place, but his head hit the ground, and that, you know, he got up from that. Look at that. He's back in the huddle there, receiving his plays, but you can tell that his bell got rung there. He doesn't know what's going on. So, you know, he's going to see a bit of blue and green. He's going to have bees in the helmet with that one.
The Sundevils have come out with plenty of physicality in this one so far and are taking it up to the Raiders. He came off at his own accord. Good fair hit. And that's definitely what you want to see in a game of gridiron, that's for sure. Trips to the left-hand side now for the Raiders. 3rd down. Gastrov, toss play to the outside. Lansdale has space to move now. Gets to the outside, and he will be taken out of bounds. Raiders bench up in arms here on potentially a late hit. And that will be a 1st down. And the Raiders continuing to move forward here, coming onto the edge of their red zone. This has been a long drive for the Raiders. It's looking good so far. Sundevils certainly not taking a backward step though in this one. This has been very entertaining time.
Has this been a surprise for you? You saw a bit of Queensland before. I mean, the physicality, the way that they've come out has definitely been a surprise to us. What about yourself?
Yeah, no, it is very brash. I mean, this is a big game. This is one of the big blockbuster games in the Australian Gridiron League season so far. And I mean, they're coming out to make a statement, and obviously coming into Western Australia as well, it's a very tough environment, so they've got to make sure that they make it count. Split set. Gastrov has time. Throws to the outside, and there is nobody home. Now there's going to be 2nd down. He's getting very good protection from his offensive line. He has time in the pocket, hasn't really been pressured at the moment. This is a good sign for Western Australia early.
That's right. You know, you're building a base there, so he's got a fundamental base there surrounded by a huge offensive lineman, and him himself, you know, basically lineman size. It's just getting the ball to the outside there, and Queensland, they're guarding the outside there. You know, they're covering that spread quite nicely. They've got their safeties out and wide and hanging back deep there, so there's not a lot of options. They look like a quick defense as well, which is something quite new there, moving around and changing it up. So Western Australia definitely have to have some new answers here.
Split set again. Gastrov sits back again, has time, throws to the outside, and a good take from Grant Honda as he gets out of bounds. And it was a recurring theme, especially for the SA Sharks game. Gastrov is just able to cause a lot of damage when he gets time to set himself and pass. But like you said though, Queensland has done well to contain the outside at the moment, and especially with Lansdale. They only had 1 or 2 good runs that have gone really outside the numbers, so it's been a good effort from the Sundevils so far to stop any outside runs. They now need to lock down the inside, and but right now they certainly seem up to the challenge. 3rd down and inches. Trips to the right-hand side. Gastrov throws to the short side. And a good take, and that will be a 1st down. But the umpires, arms going everywhere.
Hey man, stop talking about your boyfriend's balls. Come on, juggle him, balls and all, buddy, balls and all.
And wait to see what the call is on the play here. It's a pivotal 3rd down, especially with West Australia getting within range. They don't typically go for a lot of kicking, do they? This is a very aggressive sort of team.
That's right. It does get windy around here, so there's not really much point for us to do the kicking. So there's a lot of 2-point conversions, lots of jumbo sets and that kind of stuff. You know, quick slants and quick outs and things like that. But just got to say, that's an amazing catch there by Luke Fredericks down around his feet. You know, you saw how hard he got hit just before, and to have that concentration and presence of mind to get down there and reel that one in. It's huge, so that's a good sign because he really is the go-to man for Dan Gastrov. They've got a great chemistry, and they've actually, you know, have a well-worn relationship with coming up big in big games. So hopefully we see him back on his track because that was a humongous hit, wasn't it? Can't wait to see that on replay.
Oh yeah, it was just you don't feel as if you should be cheering for that sort of stuff, but boys, it's just so exciting to watch. Split set. Gastrov under centre here. Fresh set of downs. Hands up the middle to Middleton. And he's going to get a few extra yards, drags a few defenders. Doesn't look like a big sort of guy, but certainly has the motor and the leg power to make sure that he's able to get a few more yards here. That's going to bring up a 2nd down and 5 situation right near the end of their end zone. Western Australia looking to add to their blank account at the moment, and it will be blank at the end of the first quarter. Western Australia scoreless. Queensland Sundevils 7 here.
It's annoying.
And we're looking forward to a heck of another 3 quarters, because this game has had it all so far. So turnovers, big hits, had a good solid drive and some good passing downfield. What's impressed you mostly about the Queensland Sundevils quarterback is Stegman at the moment? He has looked terrific so far.
Definitely. And Stegman, he's making good decisions. That's the key. He's looking downfield when it's open. He doesn't seem impatient. He's not trying to force anything into any little small windows there. The WA defense are giving it to him and he's taking it. So that's the great thing about Stegman. Queensland's defense has also been incredibly impressive there. You saw just on that play before, they had their quarterback blitz run in there and just break up their play to Middleton. But they left Grant Honda alone. You do your research and you see that he is going to be a danger man. To have the confidence to leave him alone and know that your safety can come up and cover him, that's a huge sign that Queensland are on top early. So, I mean, in terms of efficiency, Western Australia is struggling, but the scoreboard is what matters at the end of the day, and it is going to be close if this is any indication.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, considering that they're only 7 points down at the quarter, they've had majority of the possession though. They've been on the field for a long time and have really had to work hard for their yards. The Sundevils making work for absolutely every single inch here. And it is 2nd down now as we start the 2nd quarter here at the beautiful Murdoch Oval here in Perth. Thank you for joining us on Ascension Sports TV. I'm Chris Guscott alongside Simon Holland. And a really decent crowd has come out. It's given a real good atmosphere. We've got the cheerleaders on the field in the middle. And now we are ready to go. Great to see that sort of spirit around in local gridiron, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's right. It's tough to see from here if they're midgets or kids, but either way, they're doing their cartwheels and stuff like that. It's great to have them involved.
2nd down, toss play to the right-hand side. Lancel trucks through one, but is eventually brought down. He'll get a few yards on the play, and that will bring up a 3rd down and short situation as they are looking to press here right near the goal line. Just 5 yards to go for the Raiders to add to their blank account at the moment. They have yet to score in the first quarter. Queensland 7. In case you did miss any of the first quarter, thank you for joining us. Queensland on the first drive of the game were able to add a touchdown, and Western Australia has been on the field for the majority of the second half of the first quarter. 3rd down now. Lining up, split set.
Isn't they getting up with this one, man?
Handoff down the middle, and he is met solidly in the backfield. No gain, maybe even a loss. And the Sundevils coming out physical and fighting for every single play. Even after the whistle's going down, looking to still strip the ball. It's that sort of physical mindset that does get into the head of offenses.
That's it. You saw the gang tackling there of the Queensland defence. They knew it was coming. They got 8 guys in the box there, and they tackled with about 7 of those 8. So that was a monster tackle. You've got to spread them. You've got to run those wings. Spread it out. This is jumbo package. This is what Western Australia's known for, is converting down here in the red zone. So you've really got to get it out to those wings.
4th down and 5, and they're going for it here. They've got to make the 5 yards, or it'll be Queensland ball without a score to their name. Gastrov sits back. He's under pressure. Good blocking. And he gets it. It's intercepted. And the pass into the end zone fell a little short. Good coverage from the Queensland defense, and that will be a touchback on the interception. And the Raiders will come up empty again on a long possession. Queensland just look to have the answers when they need it. They're bending but not breaking at the moment, and now they will take possession with a 7-point lead. What happened in that one?
I don't know, but that was like a full quarter drive there for no return. To get that close, and it's got to be heartbreaking for the offense. But Gastrov, like I said, they bred him tough down the dirty south. He's going to be tough, he's going to be resilient. They're going to have some stern words there, and they kind of come up with something a little creative. But for 1 quarter to get no result, that is heartbreaking for any team.
And definitely a good sign for the defense as well for Queensland. They've stayed on the field for some reward. They're lining up, trips to the left-hand side. Stegman under centre. Calling a man in motion. Going to fake the handoff, go down the middle, and he is going to trip into the back of his own lineman. And that'll be a yard or two at best for the Sundevils. They've looked good so far on offense. If you disregard the turnover from their running back, had it stripped away on their last possession, which seems like a long time ago. That was halfway through the first quarter, and now they're back on the field. We're looking to make this one count. 2nd down and 9.
I'm doing it half time.
2 receivers to the right-hand side. Putting a few on the line. Western Australia looking to answer, stacking the box. Man in motion. Stegman drops back under pressure, pierces the line, showing good athleticism. He'll be brought down on the quarter by Makovic. And Stegman will move the chains with a good piece of mobility to move through the line. As a quarterback, that's very difficult to do, especially because you've got to read a lot of defenders at once.
And look at the confidence on the kid, throwing jukes there in the backfield there. You're in a hive of linebackers swarming, looking to take you down. Throw a couple of jukes on them to power through. That is some serious athleticism there.
Outback quarterback, and you can definitely see it in the way that he has poise and ease in the pocket. The wind is starting to pick up here. Lining up 2 receivers to the left-hand side. Stegman into the shotgun. Queensland looking to use hard counts. Stegman drops back immediately under pressure. The quick strike's intercepted down the sidelines, and he's got room to run. Coming down the outside, and it is a pick 6 for a touchdown. Terrific play. There's a bit of scrap off the ball, but that will not take away from the Raiders opening their count on defense. Stegman, who looked comfortable in the pocket so far, his pass is overshot, and it's going to fall straight into the hands of number 25, Middleton, and he takes it back along the touchline for the touchdown. What a play.
What a heads-up play there, yeah, exactly. Midget Middleton, he is lightning quick down the sideline. He grabbed that ball and he just took it all the way. Absolute stunning play there, and that is quite a, the tide turner in this game. The offense was stagnating, defense has bailed them out. 7-7, that's what we got.
And this has been such an entertaining game so far. Going to be a holding penalty, but that won't matter as much right now, especially for the Raiders at the moment, because they have now got this back. And the Raiders now right back in this one. It's now 7-6 at the moment. Sundevils were looking good coming into that possession, and then Stegman makes a rare mistake, throws it straight to a very grateful defensive back, and he will take it all the way back for a pick 6. You know those defenders love to do that. Gastrov under centre. Split set, hands up the middle, gets some space, but the Sundevils once again all over it, making sure that a few yard gain does not turn into a first down or at least a 6 or 7 yard gain. It is important, especially for defenses, to hold runners, especially in that sort of position, to not let them get their few extra yards, because it just makes the ensuing downs just a lot easier.
That's it. You're going to have some flexibility. If you get a big first down, you've got flexibility with the playbook. You can throw it open, and you got options. You got that 2nd down. It's basically a free pass here.
2nd down now. Fakes the handoff. Good take down low from Honda, and he shows his speed, but great closing from the Queensland Sundevils, because Brant Honda certainly showed his speed in his game against the Sharks. Definitely not easy to bring down. It's been very well done so far by the Queensland Sundevils, especially number 9. He's looked quick on the outside.
That's it. Francois Wasserley there. He's the captain for a reason. That was a shoelace tackle. Brant Honda, he was one step away from, getting to that outside there and taking it to the house. So that was an excellent tackle there, and, excellent work there by Francois, the captain.
Good defensive work, but it will not be enough to keep the Raiders from converting. And now they get a fresh set of downs. Gastrov sits back, has plenty of time to look at his options, throws it to Honda, and that will be a touchdown. Big hit on the play, and it won't matter. Honda in for the touchdown. And the 13-yard conversion, Brian Honda looking to amp up the crowd here at Murdoch Oval in Perth. Terrific play. And now the Raiders on the board.
That was Honda doing the hitting there. He's throwing plate up to the crowd. He's not afraid of a showboat. He's packed in, you know. There's a good 20 kilos there you're not expecting when he hits you.
This is a blockbuster match, and you can especially see that a lot of these players are living up to the moment at this stage of the game. A good, healthy crowd has come out to see the Raiders here on their home turf. A win for them. We'll see them in the final, and the Sundevils will be looking to take that away and take the spot in the final for themselves. Lining up two receivers to the right-hand side. Gastroff hands off down the middle. Lancel barging his way in for the 2 points. And that will give the Raiders the lead here in the second quarter. Definitely a tide turner, that interception, that's for sure. And I mean, even though it was called off for the penalty, they make it count anyway. Good drive. And you alluded to earlier, Lancel, especially on those goal line sets, it's almost impossible to stop. It's like trying to bring down a linebacker.
That's right, and you didn't see they had all the people in the right place, and there's this big sort of swarming mass of humanity there. You see Lansdale go in one end, you see linebackers pop out the other side. He gets over the line. You know, he hits them hard, he hits them low. He does what it takes to get those, and he's a gritty runner, and you've got to love the spirit on the guy.
I'm 5'7", sitting behind a mic, and I just cannot appreciate how you bring someone like that down. Ensuing kickoff now following the touchdown. It's now 8-7 here in favour of the Western Australian Raiders. It's been intriguing, entertaining. It has been a close game so far here, and the crowd that's come in has certainly got their money's worth here at Murdoch Oval. Thank you very much for joining us here on Ascension Sports TV. Special thanks to Hostworks for helping us out here with the stream. And we hope everyone at home is enjoying this as much as we are here. Kickoff is high and long, just before the 15-yard line. Good take, clipped but stays on his feet, gets a few extra yards. There will be a flag down and a bit of scuff after the ball, and these two teams certainly not hesitating to show their dislike for each other. Always good to have a little bit of a scrap. You know, it shows there's a lot of heart in this game.
That's it, and that will be our special teams players there. They've been sitting on the bench watching, so they're going to take their chances when they get out there. You know, they're going to get underneath the fingernails and show that they've got heart. When they get on the field on the first teams, you know they're going to step up and make those big plays.
10-yard penalty on the Raiders there, and that is going to help the Sundevils out just a little bit as they now look to take the lead again. Oh, it's coming back the other way, apologise. It's on the Sundevils. And that's going to help the Raiders out in turn. And now they are back here on the 18-yard line. The Sundevils essentially needing 82 yards now to retake the lead unless they're looking for a field goal. The Sundevils do choose to take the field goals, going more of a traditional format. They now have two wide receivers to the left-hand side. Stegman under centre. Last possession through an interception. Tosses out to the outside. West Australia doing well to contain. Did well to get a few extra yards down the middle. Brad Bennett with the tackle. And the Sundevils will now set up in a second down and medium situation. The Sundevils might come up a little bit flat after their last possession.
That's what I said. This is a game of confidence here. So you get heartbroken from the turnover there. It can take a few minutes to get back into the game there. Excellent tackle there from Ben. He played it very aggressively, came up into the line.
Stegman this time lining up back from the centre. He's got two running backs right beside him. Second down and medium here. Stegman sits back under pressure, throws a good long ball downfield, and he almost took that catch. Clipped the defender and used him almost as a cushion as he jumped, but unable to hold onto it. That would have been an extraordinary catch downfield if he made it.
That's an amazing effort. That's Kieran Lansdale out there. That's Nate Lansdale's little brother. And to push him out of the way, he's a big body himself, to move across to get that catch. I don't think he was expecting the aggression there from the receiver.
And what you see from wide receivers is plenty of effort, especially on those long balls, trying to make the most value for every play. Two wide receivers to the left-hand side here on a third down and 4 situation. Lining up a new running back. They go the end around, and they've got plenty of room to work with. Cuts back to the inside, good open field tackle. But that will be enough for the first down, and a good play. End arounds have certainly proved effective for almost every team that's used them in the Australian Gridiron League so far. What makes them so effective?
It's a well-drilled unit. It's practice. They are a deception, and you get a lot of read, running the wrong way. But that's that quick toss there, and you just can't change direction when you're out in the backfield. There's lots of big helmets in there. There's tons of linemen, big shoulders blocking that view. So when you can't see a little sort of a sneaky play like that, it does catch you by surprise. WA did pretty well to react that and keep it 10 yards. Often that gouged you, for a good 60. So, good job there.
Yeah, absolutely. Western Australia proving they've certainly got some pace of their own in their linebacking core and their secondary. Two wide receivers to the right-hand side here. Fresh set of downs for Stegman under centre. Sundevils trailing. Calling. Cole Balpit in motion, under pressure, and a good hit from Bennett. Immediately putting the pressure on Stegman. Stegman, as this game's gone on, has not had as much time in the pocket early on in this one. Was able to dictate the quarterback play on his own terms, and now is starting to get pressured by the Raiders. You can kind of sense that the Raiders' defense is now starting to take it to another gear.
That's it, and that was attributed to Brad Bennett. He is an absolute monster there. You can see how aggressive he's playing it up, changing his looks before dropping back in coverage if he needs to. But he's right up on the line there, providing extra body. We've lured him over to the Raiders with the lucrative mining contracts that we offer out from South Australia. What a boon for the Raiders there. He's an excellent player.
Certainly adds plenty of versatility to that linebacking core. Stegman back in the shotgun here, second down and 10. Moving man in motion. Handoff down the middle. Gets a bit of space to work with. Good hit at the legs there.
Cut down by David Merkovich, but a big gain.
And that will look to move the chains. A great gain, being able to get some green grass right in the centre there. And Queensland are a good team at running it up the guts. I mean, Western Australia, no, they were ready for it, but it is quite hard to prepare for a team like that on the day. First down and 10 coming up for the Sundevils. Holiday Miller lining up in the backfield has done well so far to get the yards that he has. Two wide receivers to the right-hand side here for a fresh set of downs. Stegman again with the hard count. Hands it off. Holiday Miller is forced to be bounced outside and gets hit. There's Bennett again, making a big play on the outside. A few yards gained. Bennett again showing he's a real monster.
That's it, and that's almost a throwback to 90s gridiron, isn't it? Having a big, dominant middle linebacker, the bright sort of Urlacher mould, and that's exactly what Bennett is. He's super aggressive, super lateral speed. He just wants to hit people, and that's exactly what you want.
And the defensive line needs to get some credit for that play as well. I mean, they were able to make sure that he wasn't going to get any sort of laneway to move down that inside, forced him to bounce to the outside, and Bennett obviously took the credit with a good tackle. Split backs, two wide receivers to the right-hand side. Seconds down and 5 here for the Sundevils. And there will be a flag thrown, obviously, for a play like that. Obviously can't do that sort of movement before the ball is snapped. Wait to see who that is on. This has been an entertaining game so far between these two teams, both looking for a spot in the final of the Australian Gridiron League. Both these teams certainly proving worthy candidates so far. False start on the offense, and that's going to bring them back now to a second down and 10 situation. And Queensland now having to get back those yards with one less down to do it. Going to line up though with split backs again. Bennett calling out instructions behind the line for the Raiders. Stegman in the shotgun. Snap, has time, quick pass, and he does well to get it to the outside. Able to shake off his corner, makes the pass and gets some good yardage on the play. terrific work there. Those short passes can really tear a defence up, especially if the corner's dropping back.
That's it, right. If the safety's back deep and he's covering those deep passes, there's a big open space there across the middle. You know, little outs, little ins, quick slants, things like that. That can really shred the defence, bring them up, and then look for that bomb over the top. We know Stegman's got that big arm. We know he's got that deep ball accuracy, so maybe that's what he's amping up for.
Absolutely, and Ben Gastrov from the Raiders as well has had a lot of effectiveness so far on those quick little routes that have been able to push the Sundevils back. 3rd down and 2 now. Stegman calling, Balpit into motion. Fakes off, flushes himself out to the right, on the run, good pass. And it is very hard to make those passes on at the run, but does well to do so to number 11, and that is going to move the chains. The Sundevils starting to build a decent drive of their own.
Number 11, Chris Ravlich. That was a sneaky play. Stegman there, very crisp on his fake handoffs there, the play action. That fooled everybody in the crowd. You can see him look around in confusion there. Take it out, and then a little outlet pass to Ravlich. So excellent pass, excellent catch. Just like you said before, those short passes, you know, they suck up that defense. Look for that bomb over the top if it's available. They got the wind now, you know, and it is a decent wind, so that's a ball that's going to carry. Fast receivers, that's what you want.
Absolutely, the wind has died down a bit, but it's still around to hinder the quarterbacks here, and the sun is still out here. Beautiful day in Perth. 1st down and 10. Split backs. Hands it off to the fullback, and he is met suddenly and quickly. Big work there from the lineman. He's going to make sure that no yards that aren't there are certainly not picked up. And now the Sundevils being forced to work for every yard, as are the Raiders at the moment. Both defenses really bringing it to the offenses, and so far you can tell it's not a high-scoring game so far. It shows it's a good quality game, though. Good quality offenses against good quality defenses. And it looks like there will be a timeout on the plate.
2-minute warning. 2 minutes remaining in the half.
2-minute warning, my apologies, and that's going to give Queensland now. They're going to have to really change up their playbook, because especially when you get to 2 minutes now at midfield, what are you looking to do? What's the thoughts going through an offense's head?
You got to get to the out. You got to get the out of bounds. You got to stop that clock. You know, you can't have a rolling clock. They're sitting there wasting time when minutes are of the essence.
Split set. Holiday Miller in the backfield with Stegman. He said time is of the essence now. Sits back. Quick pass is deflected well from the line. And when your defensive line can give you the help that they can, especially with getting their hands up in the air, especially with an outback quarterback like Stegman, who can definitely hurt you, the defensive line needs to play their part, even if they're not getting into the pocket.
That's what you want on defensive line. You need some long arms to get out there. That's, you know, you got long arms, and that's a big body that a quarterback has to throw over. He's trying to pump it in there. That's going to break up the play, just like we saw there. Beautiful work.
It does stop the clock, though, and it leaves him in a 3rd down and 10 situation. Trips to the left-hand side. 4 receivers in total. Holiday Miller in the backfield with Stegman. That hard count, looking to try to suck the Raiders in. Stegman under pressure, quick pass, hit hard. And after the big hit in the first quarter, another big play there. And the Raiders looking to take the physicality right back to the Sundevils. That'll bring up 4th down.
That was Ben Middleton again. You know, he's a spark plug on the defense there. He really loves to get the crowd going. And a big hit like that, just as good as an interception for him. He didn't get the pick 6 before, so he's probably feeling a bit robbed. He's going to bring the house on the next few.
Looking to punt it away now. Obviously, it's a risky situation, especially with under 2 minutes left. Just want to put the West Australia Raiders back in their own territory and hope you can last out with a 1-point deficit here. That kick's going to go out of bounds. And that'll bring the Raiders back onto the field. They now have less. You can say about a minute and a half left here in this second half. They hold a 1-point lead at the moment here in this Australia Gridiron League match. Chris Guscott here with Simon Holland next to me. On behalf of Ascension Sports TV here, we'd like to thank Hostworks for helping us out with the stream. And I hope everyone at home is enjoying what has been a terrific game of gridiron so far. Let's see if the Raiders have one drive left in them for this first half. It's been very competitive at the moment. This is definitely where you see the deep ball come into play.
Yeah, you can, but the defense is going to be expecting that too. So you really need to get in there and mess up their minds a little bit. So you might see some screens, something like that. A Brand Honda screen can really gouge them on the ground. That gets there just as fast as the ball through the air.
Brand Honda gets anywhere fast, to be honest. Gastrov Going to toss it to the outside. Lansdale gets clipped and brought down. And it looks as if Western Australia might be content to run this clock out. Both teams still have a few timeouts left, but it looks as if they might be just content to hold the halftime score that it is. It's 8-7 at the moment. Yeah, second down now and 9. Going to line up. Split set, 2 receivers to the either side. Gastrov sits back, looks to the outside. The pass is low. Brian Honda did a very good job to make sure he took that very low. He's proving to be he's a real offensive weapon for this team, and he can do it all. He's really proved good hands, good speed and agility. He's proving to be a really difficulty for the Sundevils defense.
That's right, and damaging on special teams with a punt return and things like that. You just give that kid space, he's going to take it. He's got great vision, great lateral vision, and great football IQ as well. So he really sort of sees the field, feels the motion, and then takes what the defense and special teams give him.
That lateral vision, something you certainly can't teach, or for the most part you can anyway. Definitely just comes with gifted athletes, especially like Brian Honda. The clock winds down here in the first half. Maybe one last roll of the dice here for the Raiders. Play action, hands it off to the outside, but great defense in the backfield. And a terrific tackle, number 40 in the backfield for the Sundevils. Does a terrific job to stop the end around.
George Pierre, and that's exactly what we said before. Brant Honda is going to get some space on the end around. And Drew got in there, read it early and broke it up. And that it could be score saving for Queensland like that. Excellent individual effort there.
Western Australia will call a timeout.
19 seconds in the half.
And there is not a lot of time remaining here, so they're going to have to really do a holy grail of passes. I mean, Hail Mary really seems probably one of the only realistic plays you can call at the moment.
That's inhuman. There's no way you can pass into that win for 80 yards. But you can run a quick slants that might be straight through the middle of those safeties. You might run a post or something like that. Catch them on the middle, catch them unawares, and that's a score. I mean, you've got to take your chances in a close game like that. Every pass is valuable. What you do not want to do is throw a pick six and put Queensland in field goal position going back the other way.
It's definitely a good point, but it also proved in the last game that we watched here on Ascension Sports when ACT took on New South Wales. Grant McNaughton took a quick slant down the middle, and he took it all the way to the house. If you can get that sort of space in the secondary, anything can happen. 15 seconds, spread set. Gastrov has time, quick pass, and a good take on the outside. Shrugs the tackle, and will get out of bounds. That should give them time for one last play, maybe even 2 if they are extremely quick. But a good play to get outside. He only gets a few yards on the play, and it's still going to set up a 3rd down and long situation. But at the moment, it doesn't really seem as if the downs matter anymore because there's only a few seconds left.
Exactly right. What would you do if you're playing Madden? You're going to take those shots every time. Who knows? You might try and punt it and then force a fumble. There's plenty of options out there. This is real life and these are real people. So you've got to make clever decisions, keep your personnel healthy and ready to go in the second half.
On Madden, I was always a fan of the fake punt, but that might not happen here. Trips to the right-hand side. Gastrov, play action, hands up the middle to Lansdale, and he shrugs off players like they're not even there. There's big hits after the play. Both these teams certainly proving that they do not like each other on the pitch at the moment. Certainly going on a lot going on here off the ball. Flags going down everywhere. That will stop the clock, admittedly. There surely can't be too much left here in the second quarter.
Number 15, Calvin Young.
But in terms of scrappy games like this, you certainly don't want to see teams giving away unsportsmanlike fouls. And I mean, especially like in the first quarter, there was one given on the head coach for the Western Australian Raiders. I mean, that really hurts the players on the field.
Coach Rogers there, he isn't afraid to give a bit of lip to the umpires, or his own players actually. He's I guess you'd say a relaxed disciplinarian. Is that an oxymoron right there? But he is a very casual bloke. But you get on the wrong side of him, he's going to chew you out. Absolutely. You can see him having a few words to Ben Gastrov there, trying to come up with something right off the playbook. But there's not really a whole lot you can do out there. You can see the safeties for Queensland already marching deep. They know what's coming.
That'll be a penalty on Queensland, so 15 yards is going to leave Western Australia potentially in striking range for a long pass. Gastrov's certainly proving that he is not afraid to go long with the deep ball, and that will be a timeout on Western Australia. Now it's going to leave with just 5 seconds left here in the second quarter. It's 8-7 here in what has been a very entertaining game. Do not be deceived with the scoreline. This one has been filled with plenty of offense, but it's just the defense has been up to it. I mean, what we've seen in the last few games of the Australian Gridiron League is that the offense has often just overpowered the defense from at least one team. This one, the defense has been able to withstand some good offensive play.
That's it, and you wonder how much you can attribute to the weather conditions with being windy and things like that. But defense here is really, it's been a defensive struggle, and that makes for great entertaining games like that. But you can see out there, they're running spreads on the both offenses pretty much, or trips right, things like that. So, you know, there's opportunities for deep balls and long patches. Look here for Gastrov, maybe look for his man Freak, Luke Fredericks, number 83, outback player. He's got long arms on the far side there. Bring it in.
Both benches and the crowd getting amped here for the final play. Gastrov sits back quick, pass to Honda. Shows his speed to get to the outside. And he will probably not get to the outside. Looks as if Western Australia might have just called a timeout in time. Maybe not, especially with only 5 seconds left. You need to make sure that you're extremely quick, and they will not have done it in time. And boy, what a first half did we see here in this match that has a lot on the line. Western Australian Raiders in front of their hometown here in Murdoch Oval here at Perth. They lead 8-7 here against the Queensland Sundevils. What have been your thoughts on the first half, Simon?
Absolutely great. It was grinded out. It was slow to get going. Western Australia had momentum, but then they would take it away with silly errors like disciplinary penalties and things like that. And the short runs were really negated. That's a lot of physicality on your running backs and a lot of weight on their shoulders. And they're going to get tired in the second half. Those poor, those guys, they're facing 8 guys every time they run through those gaps, and that will take its toll. It was slow to get going, but it really picked up in that second half, the intensity, didn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, especially you can see by just some of the hits, which is pure example that both of these teams have come out hard and they both want to win this game. It's 8-7 here at halftime here on Ascension Sports TV. I'm Chris Gusco alongside Simon Holland. Like to see you back here for the second half. You certainly do not want to miss it here on Ascension Sports TV. From the Sundevils, and we're coming back from the halftime break after what was a very entertaining first half. You were down by the Western Australia Raiders huddle.
Angry voices there everywhere. They're looking at the defense there, and I think Gastrov has a good understanding of where the pressure's coming from. So he had a few choice words for his own O-lineman who actually said that there's lots of stuff out there that they're not seeing and not picking up. So they're going to work together as a more cohesive unit to protect him. Particularly number 9 for the Franco Rossello for Queensland. He's getting in there, causing some trouble. Very aggressive.
Yeah, they're definitely showing aggressiveness right across the board there, that defense. And they will have to come out strong again here. Trips lining up to the right-hand side. Lenzel gets the toss, cuts back. And a good tackle there from the man that you just mentioned there. For a man who looks that slender, he doesn't look like he has a lot of build on him. Shows he has very strong legs there to power through. And shows a lot of aggressiveness on the tackle.
That's right, he's listed as a linebacker DB, so he's going to be quick, he's going to be fast, but he's also going to be able to pack a punch. But I guess it looks like his overwhelming attribute there is that football IQ, and being able to dissect the play quickly and get in. It is all about read, react. When you're out there on the defense, you got to figure out what they're doing and get in there. You got a good block there from Honda, you got over the top of him, made that tackle with Lansdale. Good work.
There'll be a penalty on the play, and that will further hinder the Raiders to start off this second half here. Lead by a point here. This match has been tense. It's been a bit chippy, but it's been entertaining nonetheless. And both these teams coming out. Physical mindset. Spread set. 2 wide receivers. Gastrov drops back. Quick pass to the outside of Fredericks. And he will get out of bounds. And the Sundevils will be looking to get right off the field quickly in this one and get back onto the scoreboard after their first drive of the game. Saw them get into the end zone, and then it took WA Raiders a lot of possession and a lot of time, but it eventually took them a turnover, which could have been a pick 6, but there was a penalty on the play, but they managed to convert on that, and now the Raiders have the lead here in the second half. Just starting at the third quarter. Thank you for joining us on Ascension Sports. Myself, Chris Guscott, beside me, Simon Holland here. Spread set again. Hands off to the outside. Lansdale cutting back in. fighting through a few players, and it shows that definitely you need a few players to bring down Lenzel, but Queensland seem to be up the challenge at the moment.
Exactly right. You need better blocking from your receivers out of there. There's some guys there looking to get deep, looking to get some plays, but they're a big factor on the run play. They're going to get across and hammer those linebackers. One, get out to the safety and create those holes. The offensive linemen, they need to slide across and create that point of protection for the running back. Lansdale's a very good, very patient runner, very smart. He'll sit back behind those blockers, but at the moment he's overtaking them, and that isn't great for the run game.
Yeah, you mentioned that it actually really is important for the wide receivers to be good at blocking as well, because I mean, especially if the running play gets outside the numbers, or even coming into the seam, if you have receivers that are sitting inside there, they need to be able to just get their man, make sure that the secondary isn't coming down to make sure that they stop the run. And another penalty on the Raiders just as we speak. That's going to push them back again.
Foul is declined. Fourth down.
But he's going to be declined. And it will be a third down or fourth down. There's a bit of confusion on the field at the moment here to start off this third term here. Both teams showing plenty of heart and passion in this one so far. And halftime only would have increased that, especially after what you were talking about in terms of the Raiders. I mean, so what do you think they need to improve?
There's lots of facets there, but it's individual commitment to work as a team. They're part of a system, they're part of a moving organism in itself. So everyone needs to perform it, especially offensive line. I guess it needs to really be cohesive. The run play, protection, and things like that are critical. And offensive line, they don't get to touch the ball very often, but they are critical to the play. But knowing Ben Gastroff and knowing the type of player and person that he is, he doesn't really care too much about penalties. He doesn't care too much about refereeing and where the ball's spot. He just wants to play ball. So he'll get out there, he'll be throwing bombs, you just watch.
But I reckon he might care at the moment, because it is third down and extremely long at the moment. They've been pushed a long way from a few penalties. Once again, the Raiders, their own enemy at the moment in terms of penalties. Gastroff sits back, has time, throw it to the outside, plenty of space, but a good open field tackle. And that will only get them a yard or two, and that will certainly not be enough. Fourth down and very, very long, which will set up a punt for the Raiders.
Nice wrap by Thompson, making sure that Ryan Dwyer didn't get away with that. So WA.
Flag down on the play. Once again, could be proving that both these teams are just chipping away and getting in each other's faces, and the umpires don't really tend to like that. And we'll see what the call is, because another penalty would almost send the Raiders back onto their own goal line. It seems they've gone a long way back here. There's not many plays in the playbook for this sort of situation, is there?
That's it. The safety would change the game. I mean, it's a 1 point game. They get 2 points and then get the ball back. That could be a tide turner in a tight game like this. So you don't want to be marched back too close. Look where the down markers are. They're a long way from home. So you might even be kicking on third down. Who knows? Who knows where they go.
Yeah, in terms of punting, it might even be a struggle for them to get back to their original for the first down mark, or even their original line of scrimmage. So this could be interesting.
Personal foul.
There seems to be a lot of confusion on the play in terms of what happened with the flags. And even midway through the call is being corrected. Unnecessary roughness on the defense, which now gives the Raiders a fighting chance on third down. But it's like penalties put the Raiders in a bad position, and then penalties have, saved them from being in a bad position now, because the Sundevils have come out. Penalties do cost you. I think a lot of people tend to overlook them in terms of the game. One of the big stats you look at the end of the game is how many penalties each team gave away, because, if you are disciplined and you don't give away any sort of penalties, obviously you're going to be keeping 60, 70 yards to yourself each game.
Absolutely, and right now, you've got to think that penalties are outweighing the actual runs of the players. That is a big factor. The coaches really hate that. That's 3 yards. That's like a no ball in cricket, that kind of thing. That's a free hit. So you don't want that. They've bailed them out for sure there for Western Australia. They're back within range of getting that first down, whereas before they were right up against it. So, fresh set of downs, and they're ready to go again.
Especially those 15-yarders cost defense, because automatic first downs. Indeed. Two receivers out to the left-hand side. Gastroff has time, looks to run himself, shrugs a tackle, and will get through. And Gastroff showing a little bit of lateral quickness for the big man at QB. And he's able to move the chains there on first down. Gastrov proving a little more of a double threat than people might think.
Yeah, he's a multiple threat actually. He used to play safety back in the day, quite a terrifying safety when you see him coming across the middle. So he does have that movement and athleticism, but he's been playing a long time, so I'm surprised, that he's still got it, but it's good to see it.
When you put on the state colours, I'm sure it brings out to something of everyone, especially Gastrov. Handoff, Middleton down the middle, he's hit solidly. Queensland Sundevils defence all over that one. And the Sundevils have been good for the majority of this game to be able to close down the inside movement. The offensive line will try to get penetration. They're obviously, if you have quicker running backs, like for example putting in Middleton, to try to move them to the outside, but it's good that especially since the Sundevils are now trying to close down the inside of the game.
That's right. And Raiders have some big units back there that they could put in. They could go to their rumble package, stuck in Big John Lou for the Jets and Big Louis Louis, but we haven't seen any of them yet. So maybe later in the game when they need to smash some holes, they can go to that.
Spread set to receivers either side here on 2nd down and 9. Man in motion. Gastrov sits back, finds his man, and he is going to be put down for a couple of yards on the play, which will now set down 3rd down and medium here for the Raiders at midfield. Frederick's coming off, and after that hit, it certainly is almost like a hospital hand pass, which you would see in AFL. If your quarterback's just going to put you down on the ground like that, you're just setting yourself up for a big hit in the secondary.
That's right. He's already taken a big hit. We had a chance to chat to him at half-time, and he said it just woke him up. Felt like he had a Red Bull, I think it might have been concussion, but that hit to the kidneys, that's going to hurt a lot. He might be seeing some blood flow towards the end next time he heads to the bathroom.
Certainly a physical game, this gridiron, and boy, do we love it. 3rd down and medium coming up here for the Raiders. This is an important drive for them to build here at the start of this 3rd quarter to make sure that they can try and build an offensive possession, keep the Sundevils on the field, and also to extend their lead past a single point, which is obviously very fragile. Like you said, even a safety can tip the scales in the Sundevils' favour at this stage. Spread set. Gastrov under centre, drops back, has time, the throw across the field, and it's going to be over everybody's head, and that will bring up 4th down. But like you said, West Australia very aggressive on 4th down and medium situations, and this is not a good sign at the moment. There's a man down on the play from the Raiders.
As this game's starting to take its toll.
Obviously never good to see an injury on the play, and he's still yet to get up. While we have the opportunity in the break and the play, we'd like to thank Hostworks for assisting us with the stream. And I'd like to thank you for joining us here on Ascension Sports TV. My name's Chris Guscott alongside Simon Holland. Obviously never good to have an injury on the play, especially in a sport like this, because it can do some damage. And this, with the injury here, this is actually really going to stop the Raiders at the moment in terms of momentum, but also could give them a good chance to regain themselves and to set up for the 4th down, because they are very aggressive. I don't know, what are you thinking in this stage? I mean, as a player, when a player goes down, like is injured on the field, what are What are you kind of thinking in that huddle?
Well, we can't really see who it is at the moment, but it looks to be possibly Matt Rowley. Number 76 is their centre and doing the snaps, but also he's in charge of reading for the O-lineman and pointing out blitzes and things like that. So when you lose a spiritual leader, part of your brain box there on the O-line, life can be tough. I think he was playing with a separated shoulder or a pre-existing shoulder injury like that. He is a tough character and stuff like that, but this looks to be an injury he's not going to walk away from. They're going to have to find someone in their personnel with the same sort of level of commitment to the offensive line. Who knows, it might be a bright spark that comes in and something they need, but there's never really a minor silver lining to losing an important player like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I thought you were going to say they put a lot of money into chicken. But anyway.
How much you got there? How much you got stacked?
It's 45,000.
But out of well, in a couple of months. Well, we all lost heaps.
And the players and the fans clapping him off here. This looks to be a very serious injury. He's unable to walk off on his own accord. It's take quite a bit to bring down the big man on the offensive line, so wish him all the best. Never like to see an injury. Now after the extended break, the Raiders now have to regain their focus and convert here on 4th down. Raiders never want to really go for special teams in terms of punting or field goals. What does that do for a defense? I mean, Simon, if you've got a team that's going to go for it on all 4 downs, that kind of make it harder for defenders?
Yeah, it kind of does. You've got to be aware for that extra down. They can't just settle for a field goal, but also you know that they're not going to just deep strike late in the game. This is a 1-point game still, so a field goal experience here is lethal. But yeah.
Spread set here on 4th down. Gastrov under centre, and that will get a flag on the play. He's going to drop it, but there will be a flag. So the dropped catch by Strickland might not affect the Raiders as much as it may seem at the moment. Especially with that hard count, it's very hard for linemen to be able to predict. I mean, the key fundamental is just watch the ball, but obviously when you're hearing the sort of stimulus that the quarterback's trying to give out, it is very hard to contain yourself sometimes. And Queensland have been doing that a lot with their offense today.
Yeah, absolutely. Very disruptive there at the defense. They can yell out whatever they want. They can move. They can show man coverage when they're playing cover 2. They can play man under. There's infinite combinations on defense, which kind of helps them get them back, bring back the advantage of having a pre-prepared plan on offense. But you could see that was a tough catch right there for Strickland. He hadn't even turned his shoulders by the time Gastrov was sitting there ready to unload. So tough catch there, but you need to make them when you're playing at this level.
So an automatic 1st down will keep the Raiders driving with a 1-point lead here in the 3rd. Spread set, hand up the middle, and a big hit. There's lots of bodies collide in the middle. Another flag thrown here. This match starting to get overrun by penalties here into the 3rd. Both these teams looking to certainly scrap it out.
That was our big man, Louis Lualva. He told him we'd be on the field later in there. You could see, he'd take a couple of hits and keep moving. He's a very strong lad. He'd tell you that himself. He's not afraid, but he's a big boy. He gets the ball, you watch him. But he's surprisingly quick, and he can, we've seen him hurdle players before as well. Amazing athlete. Very tough customer, and he can really spark an offense there. So let's see what happens in this half.
Well, that penalty is certainly going to make this offensive set now difficult for the Raiders. That's another 15 yards off it. And 1st down and 25 makes it very difficult. Although, in terms of what you're trying to do on 1st down, you're not going to look for the Hail Mary because obviously you're thinking that the secondary is going to be expecting that. But even if you can get 7 or 8 yards on 2 plays, you set yourself up for a 3rd down situation that is manageable. Spread set. On 1st down and 25, Gastrov sits back. Time in the pocket, pass down the middle. It's too hot for Honda and intercepted. Gastrov's quick pass down the middle is behind Honda, gets a hand to it and tips it up in the air. Intercepted, big play.
That's it. That's number 40, Joe Trapia, and he is a phenomenal athlete. That was a tip off the hands, and it's really hard to track them in the air. He looked like he was on his knees, and he just managed to get those extra centimetres to grasp that in. That was an amazing heads-up play there by Joe Trapia.
And I mean, those few inches, obviously, he's trying to dive and make that catch, and it's now turned to the ball over, and now Queensland has a chance to drive here in the third quarter. They trail by a point. This match continues to have ups and downs. Stick around here in Ascension Sports, you do not want to go anywhere. Holiday Miller on the back. Stegman sending a man in motion. Hand off down the middle, he's met solidly at the line.
This time, Holiday Miller not going too far at all. He's running to the Raider.
And the Raiders will be looking to try to get it back here after the offense coughed up an uncharacteristic turnover there. Sundevils in their last few offensive possessions haven't actually really looked like the team that they were when they came out. You mentioned before the game that Western Australia does come out a little bit flat.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's just something like, you know, there's a home crowd advantage. You talk to your friends and things like that. It's very social activity over here. We're, you know, isolated on our own. But it seems like they've got the ball rolling now.
Weak eye formation. Stegman under centre. On second down and 10. Once again going with that hard count. Drops back, has time despite the blitz. Long pass downfield. And it's going to have too much on it, especially when you're trying to throw that far. Even the tiniest bit of wind will affect your pass. And here at Murdoch Oval, it's not a strong breeze anymore. It's more of a swirling breeze, and it makes it difficult to pass downfield. It's now going to be third down and 10 here for the Sundevils. Trying to capitalise here on the turnover that just came. Honda had the pass thrown behind him, tips it up. And Joe Trapia makes a great interception to put the Sundevils back on the field. But now they're already in trouble. It's third down and 10. They're going to need to come up with a big play here. Two receivers to the left-hand side. He's going to move his tight end in motion. Stegman fakes the handoff on play action. Gets to the outside, good speed, but will throw it away into the crowd. That's good play. What did you see out of that defensive play there to shut down what Stegman was trying to do?
Oh, it was a massacre there on the defense. Defensive lineman came through everywhere. Big TV, Vernick, I think he actually grilled me before the start of the game saying don't get it wrong, but he has got one of those tricky hands. TV, you know, he's a Jets player there for traditionally quite a weak team, not very aggressive, you know, but it's good to see some of those players stepping up and getting experience at this level, but he was in there, you know, like fat kid on a cupcake with that one.
Looking for the punt now. And Queensland will not be able to make use of the turnover forced by their defence, and that punt will go out of bounds. Looks like it's a decent punt. It's going to force them a long way back here, and now the Raiders will get another chance to drive down the field. It's been an entertaining game so far. Certainly don't need to tell you that if you've been watching the game here on Ascension Sports. 8-7 the score at the moment. And a good punt has now left the Raiders with a lot of work to do, because they are now deep in their own territory. In terms of how you set up on offensive fronts here, especially when you're that far across, what do you plan on doing, especially when you're this far back in your own territory?
You got to stick to your game plan. I mean, you can't. The temptation is to try and pass deep and get out of that hot zone. But a few couple of runs there. I mean, really, there's no set formula for that. You got to keep it open. You've got to, stick to your veers, stick to your swing, stick to the things that get you out of those sort of zones. Things you know how to do as a well-drilled unit.
Split set, they're going to hand up straight up the middle to Kieran Lansell. He's going to get brought down. He hasn't had a lot of success today. I mean, in comparison to his first game against the Sharks, obviously it's going to be very hard to have the same sort of day, but Queensland doing a very good job at bringing down the big running back. He's played fullback for Australia. It shows you the calibre of player that he is. It also shows you how intense the Sundevils come out at the moment to try to make the big plays and to hold them up here. And so far they've kept him to one touchdown. Spread set. Moving Brian Honda in motion. Hands off down the middle again to Lansell. Bounces off a player and is brought down from behind. And like I mentioned earlier, especially on defenses playing against big, hefty running backs, as the game goes on, you're just getting more and more tired, and obviously he's going to be put more into play.
And you've got to be, that's such an impressive effort for Queensland defence there. Like we said, that Francois Russell, he's listed as a DB and a linebacker, whereas Nate Lansdale there, he's running like a lineman running at you. So to be a sort of a light linebacker and making those kind of tackles is good technique, and precision hitting.
Spread set again now, 3rd down and short. Again, Honda in motion. This time, hands up the middle, clip to the legs. Good penetration from the defense, and there is Trappier again, making a big impact on defense so far here for the Sundevils, and that will bring up a 4th down. Very important for the linebackers to get that sort of penetration on those sort of runs, because you know they're coming down the middle in most circumstances, especially with Lansdale. Timeout called on the play here. It's 8-7 here in the Australian Gridiron League match here in Perth on Ascension Sports TV.
I think they've got to come this one away. It's late in the 3rd quarter. Still in front. But certainly Coach J.R. Rodgers and quarterback Paul Dash are having a conversation about what could be.
Coach Steph, apparently you owe me a cup. Yeah, with his fuck up. Found a piece of paper, right?
And look at the spread on the receivers there. Ryan Dwyer out there with Strickland. Long way out, a lot of space trying to spread the coverage for the Queensland defense. Brent Honda moving in motion. Nate Lansdale takes a swing, and now he's got space to run. Actually, he's in a thundering hit there. Lansdale falls forward. Great job to tackle a man like that. Cut inside there was lots of space. Looking for lots of space. Lansdale did well. Get to the outside, keep it safe. He's going to take a breather. Joe Trappier, he's in everything at the moment for Queensland. Clock's running there. In Queensland, they're only 1 point down. They just need a change of fortune. Pick up a loose ball or something like that, run it back. You know, anything will get them over the line for here. But with possession in the offense, in the hands of the Raiders. A good tackle there for Queensland. Good stuff. And it's a fumble in the backfield, and Queensland managed to pick it up, and that's going to force a change of possession at about the 30-35 yard line. You know, so that's dark days for the Raiders there, trying to hang on to that 1 point possession with their fingernails.
Yeah, and I mean, these turnovers at this stage of the game are massive, because it is so close at the moment. You cannot afford to hand teams possession like this, because now they are just outside their red zone, and the Sundevils are looking to take advantage of it. 2 receivers to the left-hand side. Bringing the man in motion to even it out. Steeping toss play to the outside to Holiday Miller. And he cuts back inside. Great quickness. Gets inside, but a good open field tackle to stop him there. Kieran Lansdale making a good tackle in the backfield, but Holiday Miller showing why he's the leading running back here for the Sundevils. Gee, it's like I said before, lateral vision is just something you just cannot teach. It's just for athletes. Holiday Miller showing great movement there.
That's it. It's in his genetics. It's instinct as much as anything. Just to know that there's people coming and take that step there, throw a few jukes, you know, and commit to it. Holiday Miller, he looked crisp on that run.
Especially if you can dart between Raiders defenders. Showing plenty of speed here. Now it's 1st down and goal. Split backs. Hands it up the middle. Holiday Miller is going to get brought down just short off the line there. Good play to get the second back in to block for him, but it's not going to be enough. But they are right here on the goal line. In terms of Raiders defense, how do you go about stopping the Sundevils in this position? They've still got a few downs to go here, and they've only got a couple of yards to do it.
That was a huge play there, wasn't it, by Queensland? So, you know, they got to stop that. That was Tim O'Donnell, one of their captains, was the fullback there, going through that on that 24 lead. You got to hit him. You got to take him down. Then worry about the running back. That was a good play call by Queensland.
Second down and goal now. A few yards to go. Stegman hands it up the middle. Good hit. And it looks as if he's going to get held short. He looked to try to take it out of his running back's hands and run it in himself, but forward progress was stopped. And now that's good defensive set there from the Raiders, stacking the box and making sure that they can't just run it in at will, because now it's third down and goal. Nervous moments here for the Sundevils. I mean, you are expected to convert on 2 or 3 yard plays because it's just presumed that way, but when the Raiders can stack the box like that, it would make it very difficult.
That's it, and they've got to keep up their sleeve, and they're going to know that. There's 3 points in there at the end of the day. They're really particularly close, but they want to put as much distance between them and the Raiders as they can.
Let's go deep, big stop!
Third down and goal now. Massive play here. Man in motion, hands, fakes it. He's going to get chased down from behind by Honda. A great speed from Stegman, and that will be a terrific touchdown to give the Sundevils back the lead. And Stegman, the outback quarterback, doing a terrific job to get away, because Honda was right on his heels there and almost got him. Stegman in for the touchdown. Sundevils have the lead.
That's it. That was actually Dave Murkovic, number 1. There's 2 number 1s for that team. That's NCAA rules. But, you know, Murkovic isn't known for being the quickest guy, but when you've got a running start as a running back, it's going to be tough to chase him down. He nearly had him, didn't he, by shoelaces, but he got there in the end.
Showing great mobility for a quarterback, and he is going to give his team back the lead here in what has been a seesaw contest here in Murdoch Oval in Perth. And now awaiting the extra point conversions. 13-8 the score at the moment. And boys, this is anyone's contest at the moment. What a final quarter we're going to have for you. For now, they're going to look to go for the 2-point conversion, and that'll be a flag. And that certainly doesn't help when you're looking for a 2-point conversion. Queensland forced to call a timeout.
Owner of a Kia Carnival, a silver Kia Carnival, 1BYU 507. Please move your car. Thank you.
I think he's holding a shadow.
No, he doesn't want to play 110. No, that's
Look at you. You might be right. So he's got to follow. Yeah, it sucks. I have no idea how big that is going to be. Bubble was like miniature, Cake was like supersized. I don't think it's supersized.
Kia Carnival, please move your car.
Following the timeout. Still looking to go for the 2-point conversion here. Split backs.
I'm going to end up with a weird one side of
Stegman fakes the handoff at the middle, rushes over to the right, fakes the pass, looks again, great composure. And Stegman doing a terrific job when his first option was shut down to keep looking and keep his composure on the run. And even though it's only a 2-point conversion, it is going to prove very vital at the moment, because that now makes it a 7-point game here in the third. Queensland Sundevils now looking to take advantage here, but the Raiders will be getting the ball back shortly.
Great little catch there by Mitchell Best. Excellent work there by the quarterback to fake that handoff, to roll out, and just be really patient and keep his eyes upwards. He's tempted to try and run in himself, keep your eyes down and head for the corner, but he kept his eyes up and pumped it into Best. Best is an out-the-back player, and he wasn't going to be missing that.
Certainly very easy to panic when your first option on a route goes down. Stegman doing a terrific job, and he gives the Sundevils the lead. 15-8 here in the third quarter here live on Ascension Sports TV.
They must have all got on the piece last night.
Ladies and gentlemen, there will be a short break while the ambulance attends to our injured player.
Let's go, Honda!
Oh, right. Trust me, some, like, I couldn't enjoy watching a game outside of that. Yeah, it has to be like during summer to be able to go to the game. Actually, but I don't mind because at least when you get a rugby and league games, you know we've got grandstands yesterday.
Just a special shout out here to our New Zealand viewers here and to One Fibre, which is our local fibre provider. Have a great night in the land of the long white cloud. So thank you for joining us across the ditch. Hope you're having a great night watching this game. We just have an ambulance time out here following the touchdown and 2-point conversion, which is giving Queensland a 7-point lead here in Perth.
Sprinting, and only went sprinting. Huh? Hi. Troy's end zone dads.
He has many, but he does not.
My dream team. That's it. You are.
I was doing that.
So what's it? It's 15-8, isn't it? 15-8, isn't it? Because we got a 2-pointer on the first touchdown. No, I got the point. Really?
Yeah.
I don't want to touch it. I don't want to. I feel like I'm the closest one.
Lyle.
But then I feel bad that I'm that person that's just staring at it.
Thank you. You want to do it again soon? If I did. Yeah, everybody's there, man. No worries.
You need your chair. Give me your chair. No, just put it in my bag. You know how hard it is to pick it up and put it in?
like strict to the way we look at it. I know.
Are you serious? What are you doing back?
Oh, my hands are always going.
Nah, mine are too plugged. My stuff's too plugged to get wrinkly.
Ready?
It's a nice stretch. I'm using quad. No. You got one leg and you swipe the other. I was like, come on, is that a nice stretch?
I had one leg, I was trying to swipe the other
Swipe the other one.
What is that?
How's this? Yeah. We'll be alright. You know how this is getting better. You've seen it. It's getting better. She's like, oh, I might be able to train legs. Yeah, I know. She finally trained legs like it used to. She's like, oh, it's been so long.
I went live too. That's the sad part.
Yeah, that's her sad part. You know when you get that old school leg train, you can squats, deadpan as much as you want. He anticipated the top. He was going to get back one way and drop anyway.
Tyler, throw it at him.
So you never disturb a little boy in his balls.
Throw that one. Throw it at him.
Come on. Up you jump. Come on.
Fake.
Run, Ted.
Fake drop.
Go, Ted. Okay, you coach to the seat.
Oh, really?
I'm allowed to 31 and see when you're trying to do it.
I don't want to.
Bro, what the fuck are you talking about? What's this? I'm fucking almost 30. I'm in time I should. I started.
Alright, okay.
You picked up the wrong group.
It's old era and old ass.
I should be nice to Leonard. He's going to put that on
Alright.
Hence the whole. You caught all the punishment. We don't.
I'm at work.
She's like, oh, why didn't you play? I'm like,
Throw it, Tyler.
I only got maybe a couple of good years left in me. The time I learn it, it'll be over.
Yeah.
I might save that one.
Yeah, they don't have them anymore. You can get them online for 2
Yeah, but they've got heaps of other ones. Yeah.
You can get these ones online for like
I'm running a lot of problems there.
last
Because
time.
obviously it's still lit, but must get away a lot. You just use the cables on it, or?
Eat the ball.
Because it's easier because you can get it out. You can get it
Apologise for any delays here in the coverage of this Australian Gridiron League match. They've just paused the game to make sure that the ambulance can get on the field and help away the injured Raider safely. To stick around, might be a few minutes more, but make sure you stick around. It's been such an entertaining game so far. I would hate for you to miss what is going to be an absolutely terrific end to this match. Remember, the winner of this one goes on to the final, so stay tuned.
It's this man. It's the grip. It's the whole the ball and the traps and shit.
Throw the ball, Tyler. Throw it. Throw the ball.
Yeah, yeah, no problem. Like, like they're all, yeah, 10.
Yay!
I was trying to do buys and tries.
Drop, kickity, fall.
I was doing buys and tries yesterday. And he's like, mate.
Hop on the spot there. You ready?
Just the last step.
12 months, wasn't it?
Matt Rowley now being loaded into the ambulance, folks, so if you put your hands together for Matt. Great to see away from Matt, and we look forward to the game being back underway in just a few moments. We'll wait for the ambulance to clear out. WA with the ball, we're about to receive the ball back, trailing 15-8. early in the fourth quarter.
Oh, I'm thinking of the it's just this here.
I'm thinking C got the line, John.
You're just getting old, mate. Just take your time off, mate. Have a good week, eh?
Yeah, why doesn't your child come back?
Go, Fred.
They were cheap though. I'm sorry.
Come on now. Don't tell me what to do, man.
You get him, Tyler. Nope, that's not that. Right in front of you.
Now almost set to come back here following the ambulance time out here to load the Raider safely into the ambulance. So we're going to hang around for a few more moments before we can kick off play again. But Simon, just asking you, this is almost like another half time for these players. How do you get yourself back into the mindset of playing in a tight game like this?
It's going to be tough. You just got to look at the scoreboard and just know that you're down and you're going to have to dig deep. And conversely, for Queensland, know that you're up and you've got to hang on. They're going to come out hitting no matter what. It's a violent sport and injuries can happen at any time. So they should draw upon the emotion they have for their fallen comrade and come out firing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hence the whole what did you bring a fucking jumper thing?
That is all I can do.
Sitting here for like 5 minutes and now 8 minutes into it. but yeah. No, like, I always feel like you know that big guy. He's a big boy. He looks so much makes it easy. Yeah, I know. And their faces, Yeah, but none of it really square out. It's fucking crazy shit. So much got rounds to run with. This is like 11 or 12. Yeah. He's going to have to be like 15 minutes.
Snowing?
Yeah. It was LA versus Majesty, I think. Yeah. Oh no, you watching Britain, were you? Not American. They're going to be cold. I put all the Jackson in it. Just floating around.
Is that all?
Must take 900 mils because it's huh? Stay warm. Get loose. Splits, ass kicks. I held that one. Should have brought a ball.
Exactly.
say 2 o'clock. It was 5 past.
I know. I was about to message you because then as you turned up,
Nah, he started just after 3. It would have been finished by now. We can't start. Technically, it should have been finished at 5.
On the bathtub? And where the door opens. Yeah. You sitting on the bathtub, like, then he's going to get away in the shower. Open up so one goes like that. If you walk now I could do it with the parts. Don't you go move your car and sit happy? Someone moved. No, like the game's starting. Oh yeah, you just like finally decide.
It was all good, right? It was all good up until 15. Just stopped growing. Everybody else kept fucking going.
Or even out on the road.
Are you sure? 3 I do like Jimmy, bro. I don't play it.
Following the long delay for the ambulance timeout, we are back here in the third quarter. Certainly taken a lot of the wind out of what has been a terrific game so far between two teams looking for a spot in the final. We're getting set to restart. Long kick down the field. Carried by the wind, Honda does well to get underneath it. Has some space, darting in and out. And the Sundevils will catch up to him and bring him down. So now following a big delay, the wind's starting to get a little chilly, the sun's starting to go down now. Players are starting to maybe, the muscles aren't as loose as they used to be now. How important is this drive for Western Australia?
This is critical. This is the game right here. You don't want to come out flat. You can't afford to. I mean, yeah, like you said before, your limbs are getting heavy with that lactic acid and your concentration has slipped. You watch one of your mates get carted off with what could be a career-ending injury. But they've got to really dig deep here. This is the game right here. You see how they come out. It's going to dictate the tempo for the rest of the game.
And obviously this team has high hopes of defending their title. Now it's time to see where their credentials are. Spread set. Wide receivers, Gastrov sits back. Looks at his options. Federic's wide open. Good tackle though to push him out of bounds. They'll be able to pick up a few yards on the play, maybe 4 or 5, even 6. And the Raiders will be looking now to get back within striking distance now. A touchdown will draw them even, and a 2-point conversion on top of that will give them back the lead here. The Sundevils have come out and have pressed away from home. It's certainly not an easy flight all the way from Queensland. Adjusted the conditions well, and now looking to shut down the Raiders again. Spread set. Gastrov under centre. Quick drop. And the pass, good take above his head. He gets caught at the ankles and it'll be going nowhere. Good work from the corner to make sure that he stopped him in his tracks, and now he's going to He's going to set up for a third down and short situation.
Third quarter winds down. Critical play here for the Raiders.
Third down now, and a big third down for the Raiders. Another spread set. Gastrop drops back, has time, quick pass. Fredericks takes it, tries to tackle, hit hard. But this one could be close in terms of whether he's going to get the first down. Fredericks coming up, limping off the field. Fredericks is a big guy and he looks to be shrugging it off. In terms of this one, they've moved the chains and now they're coming near midfield. Chris Guscott here alongside Simon Holland here for Ascension Sports. Thank you for joining us here for this Australian Gridiron League match here. Thank you very much also to Hostworks for helping us out with the stream. And for everyone watching at home, I hope you're enjoying it as much as we are here. It's been a tight game so far and a game with lots of intensity. Toss play. Lanzell gets to the outside but contains well and ridden into the ground hard, but a flag on the play. And penalties today have been the killer for both sides.
Exactly right. You look at that, and like we said, it's discipline, but also it's technique. You know, there's a lot of frustration, and people are coming out flat, like you said. They're going to be a few seconds behind and things like that. But we saw on the offense, it's a good execution there for Western Australia. They were on the screenplay, you know, Fredericks picked it up, and a good tackle there by Damien Malloy to hammer him into the ground. But at least they're executing. You know, with a long delay like that, sometimes you just struggle to pick up the ball and concentrate through the air and running patterns and things like that. So at least things are humming along there. Not much reward in terms of execution, but you know, we'll get it.
First down and very long now for the Raiders. Going to line up here. Trips to the right-hand side. Lanzell in the backfield. Gastrop, quick drop, throws to Honda. It's tipped up in the air. And he kept running with it afterwards. And the bench and the players still having a few words with each other. This match hasn't lost any feeling despite the long ambulance timeout that was called. And that's going to bring up second down and 20 for the Raiders. And that will also bring up the end of the third quarter. It dragged on a bit, like I said, because of that ambulance timeout. But it now sends us on to the final quarter. Queensland Sundevils 15, Western Australian Raiders 8.
Thanks again to the dancers from Dance Express, and well done to everybody in the crowd for popping on for that one as well.
Do you have reception down here? I don't know. I don't think they have reception.
And I know why that car can't like that now, because all the cars. I've just followed the ambulance that came in front of all the cars.
The ambulance, and it was that car that I could feel
Oh
like.
no, we had that red car.
West Australian offense stepping up.
It was because it was on the back.
Some confusion there amongst the receiver corps.
Way to get out was come in front of all the cars.
Fredericks is going to send the middle of the troops left set. Single back, like Lansdale looking there.
Still.
Jobs back. Three-step jump, looking around. He's got plenty of time. Throws it deep. And Fredericks, the man, all by himself. But it's broken up by the DBs for Queensland. That looks to be number 24, Gonzalo Lugo. Excellent play there.
Gonzalo Lugo there with the break up on that pass, aimed for Luke Fredericks.
And Fredericks proving himself to be a resilient customer, get downfield there. After taking some big hits, a couple to the kidneys, a couple to the head.
And you're like,
He's a tough customer, they call him a freak for a reason. But good looks there by Ben Gastrov.
Taz, it might
Seeing
be
some promising signs.
Training wise up there.
Third down and long now for the Raiders. Spread set. Gastrov drops back. Under pressure this time. Long ball. But there's nobody home. And that will bring up fourth down, but there is a flag down on the play. And Gastrov is also down. And this match is starting to take its toll on the players. Physicality of both teams now starting to catch up. But Gastrov managing to hop to his feet. Tough quarterback, especially when they're built like linebackers.
Yeah, you can't take him down. I mean, he'll probably throw out his shoulder with that big pass before he'd get hit by somebody and hurt. He is a tough customer. He'll take them, but he'll always bounce back up and he'll come out firing.
Especially going to need to do that considering the Sundevils are not letting up at this stage. They hold a slender 7-point lead here. To wait to see what the flag is, because this could give the Raiders another chance. Now, it looks like they will get another chance here. Big let off here. Automatic first down because of roughing the passer, and ill discipline again costing the defense. And now the Sundevils, who had themselves in a terrific position, have now given the Raiders a fresh set of downs. This could prove costly. Lining up again in the spread set. Lansdale in the backfield. Gastrov, after taking the hit, will take under centre here. Drops back. Has time. Falls as he throws. Still manages to get on target. Good corner work to shut it down. Not going to be much gain from that.
Nice tackle again by
Shows the good arm strength of Gastrov. He's falling over and still makes a pass.
That's exactly right. And good concentration by Brant Hunter there. It seems such a shame to have such a good play work out and to get no yards, but they're looking for those yards after the catch for Brant Hunter. That's sort of what we call yak ability to get up the field on the screen there. But there needs to be better blocking by receivers, and O-line firing out, protecting their QB.
Line up, trips to the right-hand side. Gastrov sits back again, has time. Now he's under pressure. Flags thrown, long ball into the backfield. And the secondary once again showing some terrific vertical ability to get up and bring that ball down. It's interesting to see what the flag will be on this one. The secondary for Queensland has been all over the Raiders' deep field today.
Exactly, that's Damien Malloy out there. He's a backup quarterback as well as a DB, so he's got football IQ and good athletic ability. Also an outback squad member, so he knows what's going on out there.
Once again, penalties slowing down the play and potentially changing the drive. And that is going to be a penalty on Queensland. And then a foul on Western Australia. So both these teams now starting to really fight it out here, playing a little bit of jungle ball, and the umpires are right onto it. Automatic first down for the Raiders, and once again the Sundevils give another set of downs to the Raiders on penalties alone here. Makes you wonder if the Raiders can get downfield here. They're only going to have themselves to blame.
It seems like, the penalty was on number 13, Ezra Clayton, and you can see him shaking his head there, because that late in the game like this, they're marching down the field on the basis of penalties alone. The veers and the leads and things like that the Raiders are throwing out aren't getting them yards, but penalties are. So that is going to be costly. And Ezra Clayton really should pull his head in and play some football.
Well, they're offset it.
My word, that is
They have corrected the call, have offsetted both the penalties, and are now going to replay the down. There is plenty of confusion going on at the moment. And just when we thought Queensland gave up another automatic first down, the penalties are offset, and we're just going to do that play again. Second down and 8. Spread set. Gastrov has time, throws to the outside. The pass is too hot. And That's going to bring up 3rd down and 8 now. This match continues to be a scrappy affair, but both teams giving it their all here, and a spot in the final is up for grabs, so you definitely will expect it now. And the Raiders obviously not a team to punt or to kick at any stage, so you know that Queensland are going to have to hold them for another 2 downs. Big stage of the game now. Spread set. Gastrov and the offense choosing to pass a lot more here in this final quarter. Has trouble holding on, he's got pressure, throws it. Finds his receiver. And a big hit there to bring him down. He's going to get up pretty gingerly, especially after getting a hit from the Sundevils defense. This could be a 1st down. Looks like there's going to be another penalty.
We are letting them back in the game. Personal foul. Number 13 of Queensland. Roughing the passer.
Roughing the passer again on Queensland. Another automatic 1st down. And you can already hear the coach of Queensland has said we are letting them back into the game. And boy, from your perspective at the moment, where do you see the Raiders at the moment? Are they just getting lucky and staying alive on this drive? Because it seems as if Queensland are beating them with their play, but then Queensland are beating themselves with their own play.
Exactly right. The Raiders, they're keeping it quite basic. They're running their basic via. They're doing lots of sort of West Coast stuff. Passes there, called by Ryan Dwyer, who's actually out back as well. Took a huge shot to the kidneys in the back, and that's never pretty. But he hung on to it, but it's not getting them yards. And what they need at this stage of the game, they need points, they need yards. It really is a simple game when you boil it down. They need to get down there. And the Queensland coach is right to be irate because he's exactly right. They're letting him back in the game. They're marching him down the field. They could have had the ball. They could have been heading back the other way by now.
And then, of course, it drags the game on longer as well. Queensland obviously just want that final whistle to sound, and they'll be off to the final. But instead, the clock keeps stopping with these penalties, especially these big roughing the passer penalties. It's moving them 15 yards in Queensland's wrong direction.
Queensland, it's their 2nd time out.
And boy, has this match been interesting. It certainly had absolutely everything in terms of touchdowns, big plays on offense, big plays on defense, and of course the penalties, which have really damaged both sides. And at the moment, it's damaging Queensland the most because this has taken them a long way down the field. Western Australia are in for a real shot here if they can manage to put some points together on this drive. It's going to make Queensland do all the running here. Another spread set seems to be working well for them so far. Gastrov. Hands off down the middle. Lenzel tucks the shoulder. Gets clipped at the ankles. Forward progress will stop. And he will get possibly a few yards on the play. So where do you see this game going at the moment? It's very tit for tat. And it's very edgy and it's very stop-start. Where do you see this game going?
Well, even with a score, it's only going to put it up to its highs. So they're going to look for that 2-point conversion, but it's going to be do or die. So it could be a 1-point game very well at the end. If they get that 2-point conversion, that's a win by a point. If they don't get it, that's a loss by a point. J.R. Rogers, the coach of the WA Raiders, is not conservative when it comes to taking the win. So you've got to think that he's go for it, a point or two of the game. But that's a surprising result for us, isn't it? We thought it was going to be, lots of offense.
Exactly. Both these teams certainly didn't have any trouble scoring in their first games. Spread set again. Gastrov, quick pass. Throws the outside to Honda. Trying to skip his way around a few, and Queensland is quick to shut him down. Grant Honda obviously having the lateral quickness that makes him extremely tough to bring down, but Queensland bringing their power in numbers, and now that's going to set up a 3rd down and medium situation. Once again, like I said, it really opens up the playbook, and now we've got an injured player on the field trying to get himself off, but it's going to get addressed to by the umpires here.
83's helmet come off, sir.
Hey, you know FaceTime that iPhones? Does it just use data like some wiring, like my
If you're at home, it's just Wi-Fi.
that same thing?
But like if you're on an iPod, you can only use it on your iPod. Because iPods don't have SIM.
Oh yeah.
But FaceTime is good.
It's just like the free apps that I use away to like
It is, but it screws up with, like if you've got, like with me, you've got iPad and iPhone and Levi's iPod, when I get a call, it doesn't necessarily count, like
just to your phone.
Yeah, it just, and then I open up my iPad and I see Uncle Dad, for some reason he always sends me a text and it ends up in my iPad.
That's right, yeah. And then check it out.
And then when he thinks I'm ignoring it, so I don't check my messages on my iPad.
No.
Following the injury timeout, third down and medium, massive play here. Spread set, Gastrov fakes it, throws it deep, and it's intercepted. Terrific play from the secondary to jump up and take the ball straight out of Honda's hands, and this could be a massive play for the Sundevils. Gastrov floating that ball to the outside after the initial pump fake, and Queensland now in the box seat to take this game out.
That was just a flat-out bad decision there, Ben Gastrov. He's a heads-up player usually, but he stood back. I think he looked like he mumbled the snap and stood on the back foot there and skied it. And that was number 24, Gonzaga Lugo, that stepped up, and that is a humongous play for Queensland.
Absolutely, but for now they're in a lot of trouble. They've got to get out of their own territory. It seems they are pressed up right on their own goal line. And whether the Sundevils can get out of this situation will be vital to see if they're going to the final in a few weeks' time. They hold a 7-point lead here. Stegman's got to work some magic here. Hands up, and it looks as if that's going to be a safety, and it will be. Holiday Miller got the handoff. Western Australia were all over it. They tackled him for a loss. And that will be a safety. And just when you think this game has had it all, it's now made this a 5-point game, which leaves a touchdown for the Raiders to put them back in front. That's good defensive pressure there.
Yeah, did you see that coming? I definitely did see that coming. I mean, Raiders there, they've been bailed out by their defense before, and it is great for that unit to be able to step up there and deep into this fourth quarter here and make a huge play. That is gritty play by the defense.
And now the Sundevils, who suddenly had momentum about half a minute ago, now staring down the barrel of having to force the Raiders into another turnover, or a turnover on downs even, to make sure they can hold on to this one. It's been a tight one so far. Boy, have we got an exciting few minutes ahead of us here. 15-10 here in the Australian Gridiron League here on Ascension Sports. Chris Guscott here alongside Simon Holland. And in association with Hostworks of helping us out with the stream. Good crowd here on the edge of their collective seats here, and hoping it's the same for you at home here following the live stream on AscensionSports.tv.
Oh, the kicks aren't that bad, but
And this one has come right down to the wire.
These kicks give me a fright sometimes because they're so strong. Like they're little jolts in my stomach. This is worse than like, fuck, if he's at it now, what happens in another 2 hours?
Following the safety, the punt away. Take the bounce. Honda is going to fumble it out. What could have been a penalty. It's now left the Western Australia Raiders now with majority of the field to drive now to take the lead and to potentially book their spot in the final. You could say the Sundevils have had the running in majority of this game, even though the Raiders have had more possession. How do you think the Queensland Sundevils defense has done it so far?
That's right, defense, offense. They look like a really well-drilled unit from Queensland down there, up there, and they're just crisp in their execution. They've had intense linebacker pressure all day. Defensive end is coming around, and Western Australia just got to match it, got to get above it.
Pivotal drive, but we don't need to tell you that. Spread set. Gastrov throws it to the outside. Well taken, but good work again from the corner. And a flag for a late hit. Joe Trapia with the late hit. And it seems as if Queensland are shooting themselves in the foot at this late stage of the game. And the penalties are racking up on both sides here. It's been a match that every single play, it seems as if something different is happening. And even after a play like that, I mean, the receiver was down. You don't really need to come in for that hit.
Yeah, that's Joe Trapia. He's been a star all day, absolutely making big hits, getting and being disruptive. And you can see him shaking his head, hands on the hip. Body language not good for him. You want your game breakers to be on the top of their game at this point in the game. But Joe Trapia, yeah, that was a late hit, really uncalled for. And you can hear the ref. That was a long call. He blew me up on that one. Yeah, I was come on, ref. But yeah, that's it. So Joe Trapia there jumped on top, tried to wrest the ball from him, but it was uncalled for and let them off the hook once again.
Queensland had all the momentum, continue to take it away from themselves, and now the Raiders, they'll need to be able to capitalise here in this one. The sun is starting to set here in Murdoch Oval here in Perth. It's been a terrific game so far. Certainly the twists and turns have come thick and fast. And we can only expect there's going to be more to come here as this game closes down here. Winner heads to the final. The losers can still make it technically, but it's going to be a hard road for them. It's all on the line here. Spread set. Gastrov. Quick drop. Throws to the outside again. The pass is too high. It's going to be broken up. Incomplete. Dwyer sticking a hand up but unable to pull it in. And it is now 2nd down and 10. Second down and 10. Spread set again. Gastrov has time. Throws it down the middle. Great play. And Fredericks is there. The secondary closes him down, but only after he jumps up to make the catch. And that will move the chains. Western Australia looking to hurry up the offense now. Something we've seen employed by the Wolfpack. Regularly running hurry-off offense to keep the defence on their toes. Gastrov under centre, but the umpires will intervene. Looks as if a timeout will be called here to stop the momentum. Great play down the middle. How did he get open?
That's the big bender, but Gastrov we know and love. He looks off the safety and just stares him down the barrel, looking for that post, and it was his man Freak got open. But it's good to see. You don't want to see Ben Gastrov taking those lateral passes. You know, they've got completing those passes, but they're not getting any yards. So that was good. You know, run him in a post, big long man, throw it up high, and he went and got it. Beautiful play there, Gastrov.
This is exactly when you see who the best quarterbacks are. These game-winning drives at the late end of these games, especially on the national scene here. Boy, has this match been chippy. You feel as if Western Australia, if they go in and score again, Queensland only have themselves to blame. They've let Western Australia off the hook a few times. Spread set. Gastrov again under centre. Quick pass. Throws a good take again. And Frederick spins through a few. Queensland looking to shut him down. But again, they're moving it down the field. Might not necessarily get the first down on each play, but they are moving the ball and putting Queensland under pressure at the moment. It's now 2nd down and short here.
Second one in a row on this drive, and been the go-to man before.
2nd down and inches. Middleton in the backfield. Hands off. He's going to get it, and Queensland going to shut him down, but that will move the chains. Another flag thrown in the backfield. And more flags. And as this game continues to go on, it seems as if Queensland continuing to lose discipline here, and they're letting Western Australia drive down the field. Wait for the call. And that'll be a face mask penalty on the defense. And now, here come the Raiders again. And you feel as if, as an offense, you feel as if you'd be kind of going well, even though you're kind of not. It must be a confusing time for them.
That's right. I mean, they're digging deep in their playbook now. There's no secrets. They don't have to hide anything. They've shown everything they've got. And this is just it. You just got to get it done.
And at the moment, it doesn't even seem the offense needs to get it done. The defense is handing them yards. Spread set again. Fresh set of downs. Gastrop, quick drop. Again going to the outside. And the Queensland secondary just being content to give up a few yards on these plays. Gastrop starting to get in a groove now. He's started to make his last few passes. Receivers getting open, and the Queensland defense now need to pull out something special here. Much like the interception that saved a potential touchdown the last time the Raiders came within their red zone. Second down. Gastrov drops back, pump fakes, looks deep into the corner. Honda's back there, great corner work, and a flag. It looked as if he almost got the ball, but jumping into Honda. And as you mentioned off mic, Honda was running the seam route and he gets into the corner. And the corner, yeah, you can just hear over the PA in the background. You can see that one of the PA guys doesn't think that was a bad play from the secondary. Gee, Queensland are under the pressure now if that's going to be a pass interference call.
Number 26, Isaac Summerfield. He didn't really have a choice because that was high and Honda was under it, and Honda doesn't make many mistakes at that level. So Isaac Summerfield, 26, he had really no option but to barrel into him and try and make him miss.
And while we were just talking there, the flag's been waved off. So now it's 3rd down and 8. It was a good play from the corner. I mean, that could be one of the deciding factors in this match, considering Honda was in for a touchdown. Gastrov, quick pass across. They close down on that quick route. And the ball's come out. The bench is rallying for a fumble. At worst for the Raiders, this will be a 4th down situation. Boy, the tension at this ground is unbelievable at the moment. Umpires having a lot to do in this match. Boy, very, very tense conference in the middle there as there's a player down on the play. And the helmet has come off after that big hit. This is a massive play. Fredericks being involved in the hit, and he's going to be walked off. And boy, at this stage of the game, it's a 5-point game. The Western Australian Raiders are within their red zone. Doesn't get much better than this. If this isn't a fumble, Simon, this will be a 4th down situation. What do you reckon the Raiders are going to call here?
They've got to look for a quick slant or something. They've got to move forward. You absolutely can't mess around with that West Coast offense to the outside. I mean, there's thinking behind it. You've got to stop the clock. You've got to get the outside, and 4 yards to play, move the change. But right now, you've got to look vertical. And
we haven't seen the 2-minute warning yet. So it means that there still is a bit of time left. Even if the Raiders score, the Sundevils could drive down the field. And the Sundevils do kick field goals. And they can. But even if you shut them down on 3rd down, they'll be able to go for the points. And that's all they'll need. If they score a touchdown here, even if Western Australia convert on the 2-point conversion, that'll make it a 3-point game. So the Sundevils certainly will not feel out of it if the Raiders score, but that means we have to presume that the Raiders will score. The Sundevils now have to hold them back here for at least one more play, depending on what the ruling is from the umpires.
roughness. 15 yards, assist, pass, 15 yards, first down.
An unnecessary roughness called on the Sundevils. And that's another first down. Going to be ruled half distance, which means that because there were not enough yards for them to penalise, they're not going to take them over the end zone lines, which means they're going to halve it and they're going to set them up now. Well, it looks as if right down near the goal line. And the Sundevils going to have to pull out a lot here on defence to stop the Raiders taking the lead. And boys, at a tense time, there's not a single person in the crowd here who's looking away from this action. Thank you for joining us on Ascension Sports TV. Chris Guscott here, Simon Holland alongside me. And we have been set up for a grandstand finish, even though Queensland have probably shot themselves in the foot in this one. Can't fault the Raiders for what they've been doing. Spread set, Gastrov, hands off, down the middle. Lansell was met solidly. And it looks as if they've held him up for now.
Come on, Raiders! Go, boys!
Wait to pull one person.
Now second down and goal. Another spread set. I think they might look to Lansell again, that big body. Gastrov drops back instead, throws it. Hit while he threw it. That's another great play there from the defensive captain for the Sundevils. And now that's going to bring up third down and goal. But you mentioned that in the Gridiron West League that there's not many field goals attempted, and especially not now considering they trail. Do you think the Sundevils will be able to hold him out here, or is the Raiders going to run in for a score? What's your opinion here?
I don't know, can they do drop kicks? I don't know, might have something out there, but yeah, we don't usually play with our field goals because we play over the summer, so we tend to go for the 2 points. Maybe that will help them in good stead here.
Spread set here, massive play. Gastrov drops back under pressure, throws to the corner, and taken in the corner. Touchdown! And an unbelievable play has now put the Raiders in front. Bryn Nightingale with the take. Oh, sorry. Ryan Dwyer, my apologies, takes the touchdown in the corner. And the Western Australian Raiders now hold a 1 point lead. And depending on if they're able to convert here, should make this extremely interesting. And the Raiders, on the back of some generous field position from the Sundevils, have now taken the lead.
That's unbelievable. Ryan Dwyer, he's had a bit of a nightmare outing today, sort of minimal yardage. But to take a catch in the end zone right there, it's huge. He's an ex-lifesaver. He's a strong guy. He can tough it out to the end. That's what you want to see out of your receivers.
Plenty of space, and Gastrov do well just to float that pass in there. And now, this is a big play on the 2 point conversion. Lansell just ran in as hard as he could. And like a freight train goes straight into the end zone. And now, Queensland will be forced to make a field goal at least on this possession to make it a tight game. And when you feel as if Queensland have had the run in this match, they now trail by 3 late, purely because they've shot themselves in the foot. Ill-discipline could come back to haunt them in this one.
That's unbelievable. The coach is not going to be happy. They're going to be watching this stream back and sort of see some of the mistakes they make. And really, what has it been is the 12th man right there in penalties. It's got to be over a couple, 100 yards, something like that in penalties. Absolutely shocking behaviour. But they've cost themselves the game. And what more is there at stake in the game?
The Queensland still have the chance. We saw their first drive. They moved down the field with relative ease. It's been pretty hard work from them since then, but definitely can't rule anything out, especially in a game like this, which has had absolutely everything. Certainly not going to be surprised if we see another big twist here in this match. So following another lead change, kick-off again, good long ball. It's going to be a hard kick-off, it's a miscommunication, but they're going to recover it. Here he comes through the middle, shrugs the tackle, he's in the open field. He's got plenty of space to work with. He's got to go all the way home. What a play, touchdown Queensland. cannot believe your eyes. Bert Harris comes in for the touchdown. And there are flags on the play, however. Oh my goodness. And just as I've said, just as you think you've seen it all, they fumbled the catch. And Bert Harris somehow gets through and runs it in for a touchdown.
He bounced off players there just like with a pinball machine. There's like 3 guys tackling him, bounce, spin move to the outside, and then he's just gone. Legs, absolutely no good at the catch.
And it looks as if penalty could potentially negate this. And boys, this has been the story for the Sundevils. It looks as if Harris's terrific effort to take it the length of the field. I reckon it could be negated here following the penalty. So boy, the Sundevils have really defeated themselves so far, but I mean, just looking at that play, they certainly have the explosive talent to get themselves back in it with just one play.
This was thinking, yeah, I was like, are they allowed to do that? Because he's off and he's trying to defend it. I was like, yeah. That's what I was just thinking, because it's he didn't like the hit, he got this one.
Hey, stay away now. Just stand there and wait. Don't get sucked in on play action.
That was good.
Put 15 on!
You're right, Taz. All the costly penalties we've seen today, that one bringing the touchdown, not only bringing the touchdown back, but bringing it back 80+ yards.
So instead of taking the lead on the kickoff return, Queensland now have majority of the field to drive if they want to take the lead again in the late stage of this game. First down and 10. Lining up 2 receivers to the right-hand side. Moving a man in motion. Toss play to the outside. Queensland doing well to contain him. He's going to be brought down. It's an interesting strategy at the moment to run the ball, especially since there can't be a lot of time left.
Exactly right. But, you know, if the football gods have any mercy, they're going to pay something back to the little kid. That was a huge run, you know, nearly 90-something yards in that field to win the game, possibly. So it's going to be some controversy and some broken hearts, but that's what football's all about.
Absolutely. And boys, it would have been a game to watch. But it certainly is not over yet, that's for sure. It's going to be no gain on the run, so it's now 2nd down and 10. Stegman's really going to have to take on his outback experience here. Spread set. Looking for the run, the toss play to the outside to Holiday. Miller cuts back inside. Gets some good yards. Good hit in the secondary, but that's going to move the chains. Now the Sundevils looking to build a drive of their own. The West Australian Raiders seem to be on offense for what seemed like forever, following all those automatic first downs and penalties. Maybe it's now the Sundevils' turn. Two receivers to the left-hand side. Holiday Miller's going to line up next to Stegman. Drops back, has time, throws down the middle, and drops low. Stegman's pass just didn't have enough on it. And gee, Chris Ravlich was unable to hold it down at his shoelaces, and now that is a big opportunity gone begging. That was a first down.
That's right. And you had to look at the position of the safeties on that play. He'd split them perfectly. And that was one pass to Ravlich, who was heading down the middle. If he had caught that mid-stride, you would have thought that he would have split them easily on his way.
Queensland still in this game extraordinarily after the amount of penalties, turnovers they've given away at the moment. Spread set. Stegman again. He's going to rush it himself here. Get some good blocking to the outside, but it's hit well. Western Australia have been very quick to close down the outside rushing here from the Sundevils here. Boy, this sets up an interesting 3rd down conversion. It's 3rd down and short. They're approaching midfield here. feels as if with limited time remaining here in the fourth, they're really going to have to pull out some good plays, but they've shown they can definitely do it at the moment. Spread set again now for the third down and short situation. Holiday Miller in the backfield, Stegman under center. Drops back, quick pass, and he fires it to his man and he takes it, first down. And then some. And the Sundevils are still alive.
Great tackle for him, mate. Got it over the top. But that was an excellent catch and an excellent yard after the carry there. Yards after the catch, sorry. That's yak ability. That's what you want in your receiver, especially if you're playing West Coast. Take the catch, spin the right way, and get downfield. But that was a good tackle. And Queensland are looking dangerous. They've got a big creative playbook. They're using it well, and you know, who knows what's going to happen at this point. This game is wide open, isn't it?
This game has had absolutely everything so far, and believe me, you can just feel as if there's something else big's going to happen here. Stegman lining up in the shotgun. He's got two receivers either side. Holiday Miller standing next to him in the backfield. The handoff is faked it. Stegman looking for the cut, and he gets brought down, and Western Australia did very well to contain the play action there. And that's not going to get them many yards at all. Now it's second down and 6 now. This match is fitting of a grandstand finisher, boy, if we got it. Split set again. They're going to line up in the same formation. Stegman sits back, the pass across the field, and it's going to be way off target. Looks as if a miscommunication between the receiver and the quarterback, and now that brings up what is going to be a very, very important third down situation.
That's right. We saw that miscommunication. It looked actually like the receiver stumbled out there, but that's the right kind of idea. Running out there, trying to get to the boundary line, stop the clock. They've got a clever playbook and they can run vertically, but you do need to play clever at this point.
Yeah, so I thought it was just me. I was like, I better ask first.
Mine was actually that probably sped it up, but mine was screwed up.
Third down and 6. Lining up trips to the left-hand side. Stegman back in the shotgun.
And I can see the game. Oh, you see now I can see the game.
And it's going to be a flag.
So depressing. 24 and I'm blown.
And it's going to be delay of game, which means that's another 5 yards that the Sundevils could not afford to lose at this stage of the game. It sets up now a third down and 11 situation, which they have to convert on here. It feels as if Western Australia get the ball back at this stage, they can ice the clock and do what they say is a 4-minute offense. Make sure that you potentially just run the game out and don't give the other team enough time to come back into this one. But believe me, it's only 5 points. Anything can happen here. Trips to the left-hand side now. Third down and 11. 4 on the line for Western Australia.
Come on, Riders!
Stegman passes down the middle and makes the play. And a good clip tackle there. Terrific play from the defense. But that will stop them potentially short. Well, actually, no, they're moving the chains. That could be a first down.
That was Brant Honda there. When you're at this stage of the game, you want your game breakers on the field, and that's Brant Honda, slot receiver traditionally. Humongous hit there coming out of the safety. But you can see they're pushing it down the post. Quarterback there looking off either sideline, hammering down the middle vertically, just trying to split those safeties. Single back, when it's Brant Honda, you know you're pretty safe.
Luke Edwards with the take, and he's going to carry them 11 yards for the first down. And just when it seems as if Sundevils are in trouble on third down, they're converting and keeping the Raiders on the field, and more importantly for the Sundevils, keeping their chances alive in this one. And that is a 2-minute warning. So this will be the last roll of the dice for Queensland, you feel. Spread set. Not a single person spectating here who can take their eyes off this action, that's for sure. In the shotgun, Stegman. Hands off. He fakes it. Stegman gets to the outside. Has some space. Hit well, but that'll be enough to move the chains. Queensland continue to come.
What a sucker play that was. I think everybody watched Darius come out of his name. Holiday Miller there coming out of the backfield. It's really tricky one. Everyone, all eyes on that, and then rolled to the outside. Stegman, heads up player, absolutely gifted athlete. That's what you want in this stage of the game. You want these guys just to bail out of there, get to the sidelines. He had that option. He was heading that direction and then turn it upfield.
There's going to be a holding call on Queensland. And boys, they've been a sucker punch for them today. Every time they seem to be moving forward or doing good on defence. The penalty flags seem to come out. And now it is first down and 20. A huge situation for the Sundevils. As you said, though, the football gods must reward them for some form of dominance. And the sun is well and truly set here at Murdoch Oval, but boys, the action continuing to fire up. And with under 2 minutes left, we got a clinical drive going here. Spread set. And it's going to be a false start on the offense. Obviously, when you're trying to make those sort of hard count plays, you don't want your receiver running into the open field, do you?
That's right, it's tense. You can feel it out there, and that's one of those things. We haven't had one of them all game, receivers breaking, but when it's tense and the pressure's on and you might be the man catching the ball, you're going to come fast out of that stance, even if you come one cadence early.
So now it's first down and 25. And there definitely aren't many plays in the playbook for first down and 25, that's for sure, but in terms of gains, even if you get those 7-8 yard gains, it puts you back to a third down and 10 situation. And the Sundevils have been able to convert on third down on this drive, which has been important to keep their game alive at the moment. The penalties have been stopping the clock. Spread set. Stegman back, long ball down the field. Edwards takes it. And boy, this match continues to toss up its fair share of events, and Edwards, the big tight end, jumps up and makes the catch over the secondary on him. And now they have 11 yards to score.
Just look at the separation between Edwards there and the cornerback. Cornerback traditionally the fastest guy on the field, and he's making yards off that guy, getting that separation, and then caught the ball. He is an Outback squad member himself, that was an excellent stand-up play from him.
This match has had it all, and believe me, it's still going. First down and 10 on the 11-yard line. Spread set. Stegman sits back under pressure. The pass throws, and good defensive work there. Honda on the field. Like you said, you need to put your game breakers in at the time they're needed most, and believe me, when it's 5 points and you're defending in your red zone, you need to put everyone on the field that you can have.
That's it. It's all about thinking at this point. IQ. You're operating as a unit, but also you've got to control your zone, especially if you're playing a cover 2 or the cover 3 set that they look like they're employing at the moment. But Honda there, one of the smartest guys on the field, very cerebral player, broke up the pass. Excellent work.
The tension around the ground is it's quite hard to describe here, and boy, believe me, it's warranted. Second down and 10 here. Stegman hands it up the middle to Holiday Miller. Gets some space. Big hit in the backfield. And boy, that's Honda again, but there's a flag. There is a flag on the play. We shouldn't be surprised. This match has had absolutely everything. Umpires coming together for a conference here. Remember, there should roughly be about a minute left on the clock. And this has been an impressive drive that the Sundevils have put together despite all the penalties. Have to wait to see what the umpire's call is here. And now the penalties are going against the Raiders now. Gee, this match has had absolutely everything. Timeout for the Sundevils, and for the Sundevils now, they have 3 yards to gain here. What is in your set? Describe what's the offensive set here on a goal line situation like this.
You got to protect the corners and you got to just bring the house. You absolutely want to stop them in the backfield. Stegman's a little too athletic to catch out, standing flat-footed, so you're probably not going to get him. But you know, he'll be reading off the defensive end there, make him miss, and then maybe take it to the outside. On offense, yeah, you're looking at the corners, you're looking to run those quick slants, something quick in the middle. Pretty damn hard to stop at 3 yards.
And believe me, boy, it's going to be tense out there. Plenty of nerves here. This is for a spot in the final. Both teams coming into this match undefeated. One of them is going to leave victorious, and the other one is going to have a hard road to the finals. And after all the penalties that have gone against Queensland, it feels as if this might be just reward, but the Raiders now, a goal line stand in front of their home crowd, which is all gathered around here. 2 wide receivers to the right-hand side. 2 backs in the backfield. Stegman under centre. Fakes the handoff. Stegman rolls out right, throws into the end zone. It's low. And it's going to bounce. Brings up second down, and with every single play, the crowd and the bench is getting involved here. Feels as if this match could be a lot further away, considering the position Queensland's been in, but obviously they're in the position they've dealt themselves, unfortunately. And it's now second down and goal. Split backs. One receiver, or two receivers on the right-hand side, Stegman has time, scrambles outside the pocket, tosses it into the end zone. Edwards gets a hand up and can't reel it in a flag, however. And every single time something happens, it seems as if it's turning one way or the other. And the crowd hanging on for bated breath here, what the umpires call here. Boy, has this match had it all.
Absolutely. You look at the room out there, there's some big mismatches. Mitchell Best there is a good 6'3", he's playing on Paul Lamont. He'll be about just under 6 foot himself, so there's lots of room to move. And Stegman's doing exactly what he needs to do. He's faking that run up the guts, and he's rolling out looking for those corners. But yeah, they're pounding it down. If they pound it down the middle, they've only got to get 1 yard there. So you think, you're expecting some of that. Holiday Miller has had excellent games throughout. There's just too many options. I mean, they've only got 2 more downs to go. Raiders got 2 to survive, and we're looking at a tight game here.
This match has come right down to the wire, and this is a key play in this match. 3rd down. They have 3 yards to gain here. Stegman, toss play to the outside. Holiday Miller gets inside, and it looks as if he's in. Touchdown. Queensland retake the lead. Unbelievable match, has had absolutely everything, and Holiday Miller is going to run it in.
That's those football gods we're talking about. Holiday Miller, he didn't take a break, so no holiday for him, but that's a huge play for him to pound it in off the toss, and just caught the linebackers napping there. Got to be more aggressive, Raiders.
This match was billed as an absolute blockbuster, and it is delivered. And this crowd here in Perth now stunned at the moment, because with under a minute remaining, Sundevils now have a chance to extend their lead. They're going for the 2-point conversion. Stegman under centre. It's going to be a flag. It's going to be delay of game. Fourth down. 2 receivers to the right-hand side. Split backs. Stegman passes down the middle. It's dropped. And and the opportunity to convert there on the 2 points has been put through his fingers, and now tense moments here as the Raiders will have one last shot to get into the final. Boy, have the Sundevils really put up a show in this one, and they should be further ahead. Penalties have really interfered with how they've been going in this match. They have the lead now. It feels as if they've lost this one, they would have given it away. The Raiders now have plenty of time, though, if you feel as if they can go downfield and get a few deep passes. Gastrov certainly wouldn't put it past him. And the Raiders have plenty of tall receivers to catch the deep ball and a Hail Mary pass. Boy, has this match been something short of just extraordinary something.
21-18, that's close. I mean, that's a field goal here, but this is what we've got to look forward to. We've got Brant Honda back in the field, and like we said, this guy's a weapon. Had a relatively quiet game by like Honderism standards, you know. But we've got him in the backfield here, and this is where this kid shines. So let's see what he's got. Get to the outside breakaway, could be touchdown. But they've still got options. Kick off there.
Short kick, Honda recovers well. Has space, but he's closed down quickly. Closed down, and the Sundevils now. You think with the amount of time remaining, we'll only have a few plays to hold on, and the Raiders won't be time now for runs unless they're going to make a heck of a play out of it here. Absolutely tense moments here in Perth. Chris Guscott alongside Simon Holland here for Ascension Sports TV. Definitely glad you can join us, because the pleasure is all ours to bring you a game like this. It's been a match which has finals caliber written all over it, and one of these teams is going to book their place in the championship game. Spread set. Gastrov under centre, drops back, has time, throws deep downfield. It's going to be over everyone's head. Got some hands to it, but it's just going to be too much to ask. 2nd down and 10 for the Raiders.
Ben Gastrov, what a powerful arm he's got there. He threw it short and flat there, a little bit low, sailed on Fredericks just a little bit in the corner there. But that's the kind of thing you want to look. Maybe not looking to the boundaries, you know, eye off that safety, get them to split that three deep that they're playing, and run a post up the middle. You've got some fast slot receivers, get them on there, get them moving.
With every play, the time's ticking away. Western Australia need to make every single play count now. Spread set again. Gastrov, quick pass. Honda drops it. Had the pass, it's at his shoelaces. And we've had some diving on the play, and it's still chippy, and there's still words, especially at this stage of the game. This has been something short of a spectacle. An unbelievable game to watch here on Ascension Sports TV. If you've missed any of this game, believe me, you're going to go and watch the full replay, which will be on Ascension Sports YouTube channel. I'm certainly watching it again. I don't know about you.
You're going to watch that replay, and you're going to see flop of the century there. Francois Russell, he's an experienced player, he's their captain. Bit of a love tap there from Brant Honda, and flop to the ground, flop of the century there. But yeah, exactly. Those tensions are high, emotions. You need every yard you can get for whatever it means.
Spread set. Gastrov gets pressure from the outside, and he's going to be sacked. Unbelievable defensive play. Number 2, Jason Leon. And Western Australia's going to look to call a timeout, but that is a big play at this stage of the game. Western Australia's offensive line has contained the DL for the Sundevils relatively well today, but just when they need him the most, Jason Leon comes in and makes the sack.
We haven't seen a sack all day. I mean, they've taken a hit for the offensive line, and somebody's missing, but that's the first sack we've seen all day, and it couldn't have come at a better time for Queensland.
Just 12 seconds remaining in the game.
There is not a lot of time remaining for Western Australia now, and it is 4th down and long for them. Not that downs are really going to matter at this stage. It's either get into the end zone or bust, and I mean, like you said, Western Australia aren't particularly a kicking team, and it's a 3-point margin. If they get into the field position, they might have to go for it. I don't think they'll have any form of choice here. They're dropping their safeties extremely deep here. And you don't blame them. 5 wide receiver set here. Gastorov drops back, throws it straight down the middle. It's going to be into the gap. And that will be a turnover on downs. And Queensland, in a game where you thought they might have thrown it away from all the penalties that they've given away, have now got the ball with a few seconds remaining. Gee, this has been something short of just spectacular.
That's it. That's why we love this sport. Fat Lady never sings in this game, and stranger things have happened, absolutely. But at this point of the game, you've got to think that Queensland have got there, despite ill discipline and those football gods. They ended up smiling, didn't they? That's exactly what you said.
An unbelievable game, and as Queensland begins to celebrate on the bench, they'll see how much time is left on the clock, but you feel as if, even if there are plays remaining, it'll just Stegman will take a knee and the Sundevils will come away with what has been an absolute thrilling 21-18 win. Like I said, if you've missed part of this game, definitely recommend you go to Ascension Sports YouTube channel in the next few days to check out the full replay. And that is it.
And that will be the game, folks.
And Queensland have come away with a 3-point win here in Perth, which has sent them to the final. The Raiders put in everything they had into this one. No team can be faulted for effort in this one. What a game.
Absolutely, and you've got to say in the finals, you know, you've got two of the best teams in the competition there, but Queensland really brought it. You know, a few years ago we saw them a little bit scrappy in their structures, but always big physical specimens, and now they've managed to marry the two skills. They're really well drilled, they've got a brilliant playbook and a quarterback who can execute. They've got athleticism on both sides of the field, aggression, and I mean, they're going to be tough to stop in the finals there, but they're quite a team and well played to them.
And so, for Queensland, they're going to come away 21-18 winners here in this Australian Gridiron League match. Thank you very, very much for joining us. I hope that you had as much fun watching this thriller as we did here. I'm Chris Guscott alongside Simon Holland. Big thanks to Hostworks for helping us out with the stream. Ascension Sports TV, we got plenty of events coming up in the next few weeks for you to tune into. Thank you very much for joining me, Simon. Until next time, thank you very much for joining us. Catch you around.
And their running game was fantastic as well. Yeah, look, he was in there all game. And who did you think was West Australia's best? Middleton in the first
I'll tell you.
Yeah, a number of key Yeah, the Queensland boys will certainly enjoy their flight home later on tonight or tomorrow.
Absolutely. I mentioned swung both ways. Thanks to Rex for close full contest. Also, that was here.
Happy Easter, everybody. Drive safely. Remember, there is double demerits tonight.
Absolutely. Matt and the rest of our group, thank you very much for listening.
What a win for you guys. Obviously, it takes a lot of clutch work there to get it done in the end.
Well, it was the O-line at the end. We fucking we do that. I'm pumped. O-line just protected the end. We got good running lanes, and I guess penalties just killed us though. All game, we just need to work on discipline, and then we'll be a force.
Absolutely. I was just going to bring up penalties. If you'd lost this game, you would have felt like you shot yourself in the foot.
100%, and 3 turnovers we had, and we forced a few turnovers, but penalties, just especially on defense, just killed us. 3rd and long, 4th and long, we just shot ourselves in the foot, like you said.
Absolutely. How confident are you guys coming into this game? I mean, it's a long trip from Queensland, but you had a good win over the Monarchs. How was the feeling around the camp?
Well, it's the best team we've ever assembled, that's for sure. Our offensive weapons are amazing. What we saw on film, I was pretty confident about. We tried to exploit the flat, and we sort of did that, and we ran the ball really well. And I guess, just really confident, and we got the win. So.
Your own play today, how did you feel you played today? Because, I mean, obviously you had an early interception, but after that you really felt like you were getting back into your rhythm. You were moving around, good mobility, and showing good accuracy with your passing.
I don't think I really got into a rhythm ever, because we were off the field. There was that ambulance delay, and just never got into a groove, especially passing. But I did say to some of the boys, they were telling me to just use my legs, and I did a fair bit, and that was what helped. So.
Final question. You're in the final. Can you do it all?
Yes. All right.
Thank you. Obviously a disappointing loss at the end there. How are the guys feeling?
Obviously disappointed, but at the end of the day we didn't really execute. I think we ended up with 3 turnovers, actually had to attempt 6 4th down attempts during the game, and I mean, if you can't play on the first 3 downs, you can't hang it all on the line there. So, it took us a long way to get execution. Then when we finally did get our 4th down conversion, we fumbled it away on 1st down. So even when you get the breaks in the gambles, sometimes, the turnovers cost you in the end.
Absolutely. Now, in terms of the big injury that happened in the middle of the game in the ambulance today, I know a lot of the guys are talking about how that really stopped the momentum. Did that affect the guys in any way?
It's hard to say. I mean, we still scored after that and got the momentum until a certain point there at the end. So, I don't think we were playing well before that. So to really say that it affected us, I'm not sure it did in the end. At the end of the day, we didn't take our opportunities when they were presented, and it's regardless of an injury that paused the game.
Absolutely. In terms of how did you feel Ben Gastrov played out there today? I mean, we've seen him play really well against the Sharks a few weeks ago. How did you feel his own play was out there today?
Look, the guy was on song. I mean, we hit a lot of passes. We pulled up short on a couple. Some of the receivers are just giving up on routes and that every now and then. So, look, they took it to us game plan wise. They tried to take certain individuals out of the game. We didn't take our opportunities with the other individuals. So,
thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Do you want the cards? Not right now.